that's passing policy to redistribute wealth from the poor to the rich and destroying the country in the process because he's put AI sombreros on Chuck Schumer.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's kind of funny. I think he's got a good.
Well, I mean, I just think that kind of makes you, the envisioning of what Donald Trump thinks of Americans. That being the sticky.
And Netflix is getting canceled. Have you seen that? Netflix is getting canceled. But anyway, no. So if you, I think the government
be on TikTok live. We're gonna go to move on to the next guest. No sticky toddlers here. Everyone, just do give us a. YouTube channel. Democrat in Congress. Dude, it's God. All right. Hop in that queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald Trump as president if you're over on TikTok. This is a late night live, the latest live we have done in quite a while. And we're only going to be live for 2.5 hours, not for long, but then we will be back in the morning with a full 4-hour stream. I just couldn't wait until we got back into the debate, so we hopped on this evening. What is up? Do you support Trump as president?
So I kind of used to, but now I'm kind of drifting away from it. So okay, it's kind of complicated for me right now.
Well, let's see if we can clear it up. Now, actually, before we do, I must ask, how old are you?
I'm 19.
Okay, awesome. So knowing everything that you do now, if you were teleported back to November, who would you vote for?
I probably wouldn't vote.
Well, given that ultimately speaking, you wouldn't vote for Trump knowing everything that you do now, I don't think that you're in the right position to come up here and debate me, but I do think that you're in a great position for tuning into the live, hearing me out for what I have to say, so hopefully it could convince you over to the left, right? But let's go to move on to the next guest right now. Hop that queue of your MAGA. We're going to get you loaded in here, as well as Be Kind. Thank you for the very first donation of the day with the 20 people, with the $20 over on Super Chat. I'm a little tired. My apologies. Be Kind, I really do appreciate you for the $20 on Super Chat. Show some love to Be Kind down below. They ask in their Super Chat message, how many people recognize you? Does it bother you when they do? Hope it was fun. You deserve time off. A lot of people recognize me. I think I probably took 100 pictures and had a couple hundred people recognize me. And no, it doesn't bother me at all. I love it, right? I really love interacting with people that enjoy my content and enjoy what we do here, because my takeaway isn't just that they like me, it's that they like the content that we make here, which definitely describes them as them being an individual on the right side of history. You're going to go on mute for a second, buddy. So it's really nice connecting with other people that are like-minded to myself, that really do genuinely care about the future of this country. And I thought it was really fun. How old are you? Okay, do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Okay, he left. We're going to go and move on to the next guest. All right. Yeah, no, dude, I don't know, man. I'm just kind of beyond, I'm off that edge of edging into delusion because of how exhausted I am. So, I don't know. I thought that was completely normal and expected from a Trump supporter. We're going to go to get that next guest loaded up in here. Do be patient. Hop in that queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump. Zoya, I appreciate you for the $5 over at Super Chat, saying for being an intelligent and interesting person. Thank you for all your efforts. I appreciate you for the love.
Hello.
All right. What is up? Do you support Trump?
Yes.
All right. How do you?
I'm 19, but I'm not American, but I support Trump.
Well, I hope you have a good rest of your day. All right, chat. Listen, you can't just take one word out of what I say. You can't do that. Okay. Mods, can you ban the word edging in the TikTok chat, please? You know what? And ban every person that is not putting it in the chat. Don't just ban the word from the chat. Ban them from the stream. Okay. What's that?
What the fuck is wrong? Oh.
Okay. What? Why are these guests so weird? Is it I don't know. I never go late. Whoa. I never go live this late. Maybe that's just maybe that's just
Dean.
People start acting up in the evening. What's up? Do you support Trump? Nathaniel? Is not here. Moving on to Zach. Hop in that queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump as president. Hop in that queue. We're going to go ahead and get that next guest loaded up into the live right now, folks. Everybody do be patient while we try to get them loaded up in here, everyone. Yep. What is up? Do you support Trump as president?
Hey, man, debate Nick Fuentes again.
I don't think I will be doing that, Zach. I hope you have a good rest of your day. We're just going to be looking for that next guest. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up in here. We got Evan connecting to the stream right now. Let's see here. Nathan, thank you for the $15 on Venmo saying much love, Dean. I've noticed when LGBTQ issues come up, you usually say, 1 second, I'm going to load up the rest of your message. You usually say you're defending your friends. It's a small thing, but it always makes me smile. Keep on doing what you're doing. Thank you so much, Nathan. I really appreciate you so much for the love. Please show some love to Nathan down below in that chat. I appreciate you for your kind message and the $15 donation. Evan, are you here? Okay, Evan is not here. All right, guys, at this point, I may stop pulling individuals up from the queue, and I may start pulling individuals up from the chat just because everyone in the queue doesn't seem like they're here to debate. A lot of trolls this evening, a lot of trolls. What's up? Are you MAGA?
Yes, I am.
How old are you?
19.
Perfect. Give me a second here. Blake, thank you for the $10 over at Venmo saying, here late, man. How was the concert? You deserved a good time. Dude, the concert was awesome. It was so cool. So cool. I love the Backseat Lovers so much. It was an awesome concert. They killed it. Emma, thank you for the $5 over at Venmo, and Haley with the 5 as well. Appreciate you guys so much for the love. Go ahead. Tell us why you support Trump, sir.
Well, the first reason...
Dude, what is going on with the queue tonight? Why is everyone being so weird? Okay. All right. Listen, we're looking for like actual debates, folks. We're looking for like actual debates, everybody. All right. Like okay. Let me go ahead and just describe the rules one big time. Okay. See what I'm doing with my fingers there? I'm making a big circle, one big time, folks. If you're in the queue, you got to be an American adult that supports Trump as president. And that's it. It's simple. See, it's really easy on paper, but in application, people just can't follow the rules. If you're American, if you are 18 plus, if you support Trump for president and you genuinely want to engage in a linear, productive line of dialogue with me about why, please hop in the guest request. We'll happily get you up here. Okay. Coral, thank you for the $20 super chat on YouTube saying glad you're here and you had fun. You deserve it. Thank you so much, Coral. Thank you. Yeah, I am really exhausted though. Really exhausted. Like terribly exhausted. But it was completely worth it. We're going to go to get that next guest loaded up in here right now, everyone. We got Cartson connecting to the stream. Here we go, folks. And Cartson is banned. So maybe this is why I do streams in the morning. I don't know. Maybe this is why I do streams in the morning. You know, just everyone is like really weird at night. I don't know. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
And how old are you?
I'm 19.
Okay. What year were you born in?
All right, you got me.
Dude. Nigga. Band. Moving on to the next guest. All right, I'm just going to put this one out there real quick. Right now, we have over 10,000 people tuned into the live stream on TikTok. Over 10,000 people, and there's not a singular Trump supporter that is watching, that is down to come up here and debate. So far, we've been live for 20 minutes. In the last 20 minutes, we haven't had one conversation. We haven't had one. We haven't had one conversation. Folks, I am tired. I am exhausted. My brain isn't working as quick as it usually does for those reasons and more, right? But like even in my state right now, where I probably couldn't throw together as strong of an argument as I usually could when I'm on point, right? I still don't have a single American adult that supports Trump that is willing to come up here and have a conversation with me. Why do you guys think that is? Why do you guys think that is? All right? You know, I'm at my lowest point right now, okay? You are never going to be able to find me on live stream when I'm off point to the extent that I am tonight, right? But even though that's the case, we still somehow have 12,000 people in the live stream right now, and there's not one person that wants to come up here and debate. Go ahead and put a me with your age in that chat if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump as president. What is up? Do you support Trump?
I do, in fact. I just turned 18 last month, though, so I didn't vote for him, but does that still count as supporting him?
Yeah, if you just support him as president, even though you were ineligible to vote for him during the election, that's fine. So why do you support Trump?
Because I heard liberals like sticking fingers up their butts.
Okay, we're gonna move on to the next guest. Yeah, Ollie told him that. Yeah, that's misinformation that somebody by the name of Ollie has been espousing for quite some time now. What's up, Caden? Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Age right now.
18.
How long do you expect?
I'm digging my ass.
And we're gonna move on to the next guest. It's literally every guest, guys. It's literally every guest. Angela, thank you for the $25 over on PayPal. Thank you so much for the love, Angela. Angela with the 25
Angela,
bucks.
thank you for the 20.
Gotta kick Terry for the crazy echo. Angela with the $25 says, I will be doing a paper on immigration. What sources do you recommend? Well, I mean, it depends on like what specifically about immigration you're looking to write on. However, I will say that the American Immigration Council is like on point with everything they talk about. And they're a really good resource for a lot of things surrounding immigration in America. Let's move on to the next guest. We got Ace connecting to the stream right now. I would also like to thank Rashad for the $15. Thank you so much for the love, Rashad.
Can you hear me good?
Yeah, age, please.
Hello?
Age, please.
All right. Yeah, I am a Trump supporter.
How old are you?
I'm 31. 1993, November 2nd.
Okay, name a 90s band.
A 90s band. I'm black. Look, I can show my face, bro.
We're gonna move on to the next guest. Let's get that. Wait, we're gonna get that next guest loaded up into the stream right now. Everyone, just do be patient. Just do be patient. Hop in that queue if you happen to support Trump. What's up? Are you MAGA?
Wait, what?
Okay, you're
I like
14. Moving on to the next guest, guys. Just looking for a single American that supports Trump that wants to come up here and debate. What? I heard you whispering. I'm gonna ban you before you even start talking. Okay. All right. We're gonna move on to the next guest right now. We got Jake loading up into the stream. Gabriella with the $5 on PayPal says, "You poor thing. People are really going crazy tonight." Dude, yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I appreciate you for the $5, Gabriella. What's going on, Jake? Do you support Trump? Jake is gone. Oh, Jake is nowhere to be seen. Jake said goodbye, quite frankly. Moving on to the next guest. We got that next guest connecting. Curtis, I appreciate you for that money gun. Here we go, folks. Everyone just do be patient while we're looking for that very first guest of the evening that supports Donald J. Trump as president, that is down to come up here and have a conversation with me. We got Molly tuning in. Here we go. Yo, Nina, thank you so much for the $20 over on Super Chat. Show some love to Nina down below. Thank you so much, Nina. Nina says exhausted Dean over average MAGA. Yeah, I mean, so far we haven't even had, the average Trump supporter be willing to come up here and debate me. Is there seriously anyone watching that's down to debate, or have we won? Have liberals won? Is MAGA extinct? Is Donald Trump finally, devoid of all support from America? What's up? Do you support Trump?
Yes.
How old are you?
18.
What year were you born in?
2007.
What month?
September. I just turned 17. 18.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. Dude, he let it slip. Moving on to Kyle. Dude, okay. Maybe the issue is just it's so many children. I don't know. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Great low rate. Go with the general.
Kyle?
Yeah.
Do you support Trump?
I do.
Oh, dude, Kyle. I've never been happier to talk to a Trump supporter in my life. Kyle, give me a second. I need to thank a handful of people, then we're going to hop into our conversation. I'm going to call you M. M, thank you so much for the $20 on Venmo. Let's get 200 MWs down below. M with the $20 says, keep fighting. Keep fighting the good fight, buddy. Love your work. Thank you so much, M. That is very, very kind of you. As well as Carolina, thank you for the $10 on PayPal, saying thank you for doing this, even though it's late and you've had a busy day. I love what we do here so much. I do. Thank you for the $10, Carolina. And then Bree with the $20 over on PayPal, saying, do trolls have nothing better to do? You have so much patience. Well, I mean, yeah, the trolls are annoying, but like simultaneously, they make MAGA look like really bad. As well as Jory. Dude, Jory, thank you so much for the 1 penny. I do appreciate you. And then Anonymous, thank you so much for the $50 donation over on PayPal. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Anon. Anon with the $50 on PayPal says, hey, Dean, please don't share my name because my friends are watching and I don't want them to overreact. Lamau. Well, I got you, Anon. Thank you so much for the $50. That is incredibly kind of you. Please show some love to Anon down below. Thank you so much. And Kyle, go ahead and take it away. Tell us why you support Trump.
Well, the first question I want to ask you is what makes you think that anybody would be better other than him with the candidates that ran?
So you're asking me why I thought that Kamala Harris was better?
Yes, yes. Or even if it wasn't Kamala Harris, go to the election prior. What makes you think Biden was better? And then even before that, what makes you, if you were a Hillary supporter, what made you think that she was better?
Yeah, well, there's about a billion reasons why I thought that Harris was better in the election. I think that she absolutely squad wiped Trump in like literally every single category. I mean, we're looking at character, domestic policy, foreign policy. She was better than him. It just completely cleared, right? And I'll just give a little bit of a brief overview insofar as what I mean when I say this. So let's go category by category here. We're going to start with character. Obviously, her character was better. I'm going to take the prosecutor over the 34-count felon adjudicated rapist every single time, and that's not even accounting for other things, like how Donald Trump has hit on his own daughter. That's something Kamala Harris hasn't done. Donald Trump has boasted about perving on the naked bodies of teens. That's something Kamala Harris hasn't done. Trump was best buddies with Epstein and was sending him letters, depicting the naked bodies of, in my mind, teen girls with the statement, "May every new day."
Well, I will say I don't agree with any of what he is doing with that.
It's so on and so forth. There's so many facts of his character that are just so gross that makes her character significantly better. And then moving on to the two categories of policy. When we're looking at domestic policy, I mean, you tell me, it's common sense. What's better? Policy that redistributes wealth from the poor to the rich and costs our country $4.5 trillion, or policy that gives tax cuts to 120 million American workers in the low and the middle class while costing our country maybe close to $1 trillion in the next 10 years?
Okay, yeah, and I agree with you with his disgusting ways and his views, and I don't agree with him on that. And I don't think Trump is perfect by any means. I don't think he's remotely close to being perfect. I don't think anybody is. I believe that anybody that is in the runnings and has competed against him isn't perfect either. So, and that being said, I mean, you're an American. I'm an American. And I believe that Americans should come first. And I don't believe that illegal immigrants or just immigrants should be treated terribly the way that they have been. But I do believe that Americans should come first. And I would like to believe that Americans are coming first with what he is doing. I don't think that everything that he is doing is correct in how I would do it. But I do believe, in the long run, and his standpoint is he is trying to put America first. And unfortunately, he doesn't do it the way that we all would, support him. But I think it is and you won't agree with me, and that's fine. I'm willing to, nicely debate. I just think he's the lesser of the evils.
Juicy, I appreciate you for the well diving. First and foremost, you committed a category error. You said that there's two separate categories that are distinct from one another: Americans and immigrants. No, that's not true. There are millions of immigrants that are American. Second point, right? Can you name one thing that Donald Trump has done in the last 8 months that you genuinely believe puts America first?
Putting me on the spot there, nothing right off the top of my head that would put, but I just don't think we would be in, I will say, I don't think we would be in a better spot with Kamala Harris.
Well, let's go ahead. Well, I mean, we'll talk about Kamala Harris. I gave you my reasons why I think that she was better. You didn't have a response, but we could continue to talk about that later because I just asked you a very clear question. I said, Kyle, can you name one thing that Donald Trump has done that has genuinely put America first in the last 8 months? And you said, no, I can't. Okay, well, I can name a shit ton of things that he's done in the last 8 months that have put America last. Like, for instance, he's violated the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, the 14th Amendment, and he's called for termination of the 22nd Amendment. If you'd like me to go through each amendment and how he's violated them, let me know. But, I mean, overwhelmingly, our president took an oath to uphold the Constitution, and the Constitution is the document in which is supposed to guarantee and protect the rights of not only the citizens of this country, but everybody in them. And Donald Trump just simply has no respect for that document. And instead of being a president that wants to play by the rules, he wants to be an all-powerful leader that makes them. That's about as America last as it gets, considering the inception of America was predicated on a war where people died fighting to rid us of tyranny of a king. And now that is exactly what Donald Trump wants to reimpose over the country today. And I mean, that's not just the only way he's put America last in the last 8 months. We could also look at his immigration policy, where he supports the mass removal of all undocumented immigrants in this country, which, according to the American Immigration Council, reduces our GDP by close to $2 trillion per year, destabilizing our economy, increasing poverty by firing 8.3 million of our laborers and removing 11 million of our consumers. That puts this country last. It destabilizes our industries, as I already resuggested, and hurts us. A Additionally, he's put America last through his economic policy. The big, beautiful bill wasn't just the most expensive bill in American history, but it also took healthcare away from 10 million people, food stamps away from 3 million people, and according to the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, is reducing the purchasing power of over half of Americans in this country.
Well, a lot of the things that you have been mentioning, he's already inherited a lot of these. When you say trillions of dollars in debt, we were trillions of dollars in debt well before him. We were trillions of dollars in debt September 10th, 2001, if we want to go back to that date. I know that you're a little young and you may not know of everything that has gone on during that time, but Donald Rumsfeld came out, and I believe it was what, 3.5 or 6 something trillion dollars that just magically disappeared. Then 9/11 happened the next day. All that stuff happened well before Donald Trump. So
wait, actually, no, I'm sorry.
So our country has been in a far, far worse state before Donald Trump was even in office. So
okay, I just need to interrupt you here. So I said that he passed the most expensive bill in American history at $4.5 trillion. Even though we were trillions of dollars in debt before his 2 terms, this doesn't change the fact that he's only dug that hole deeper, and that is bad for this country, and that is something that you are failing to recognize.
Well, how do you think that we come back from trillions of dollars in debt, whether you put 4.5 extra on top of it?
Well, I mean, I could definitely name off about 1 billion ways we could attempt to come back from this. But one way that I wouldn't name off is by electing an incompetent felon that's just going to put us in further debt. I mean, that should be obvious, right? But that's the president that you're defending.
Well, again, the lesser of the evils, I just don't think that we would be in any sort of better position of anything that you were saying from this point.
So you said that now to every single thing I've said. Go ahead and give me an argument that if Kamala Harris was elected, America would be worse off.
Well, what makes you think it would be better off?
Wait, I already answered that question. See, you can't ask me that question again, considering the fact that I've already given you a long-winded 4-minute response. So not only were you just completely incapable of responding to the argument that I gave you to prove that Kamala Harris was a better candidate than Donald Trump, even though I broke it down in a categorical, nuanced fashion, and I was very specific with how. But now you also can't respond to every single reason I've been able to describe how Donald Trump is out of alignment with your own values of wanting to put this country first by giving you a very clear description about his attack on the Constitution, his immigration policy, and his economic policy, and how he's perpetually put this country last. See? So you can't respond to any of that. So what is your next move, man? Because from my perspective, the only move you can make is to fucking concede, admit that you've been swindled into being a member of a cult, and redact your loyalty from Trump, unless, you have access to information that I don't, and you're able to effectively counter-argue any of the points that I've made since our conversation started.
Well, I can just talk about my standpoint. My life was not better off without him in office. And you can ask me, is my life better off now? I wouldn't say that it is either. I'm just saying that I don't think this country is any worse off whether he's in office or not. And you're painting him to be this monster that he is. And again, if there was anybody else in the position, we would be talking about it.
Kyle, do you know what a debate is? Because I don't think a debate is where you repeat yourself. A debate is where you have a conversation with somebody. You are not having a conversation with me, considering the fact that you just continue to repeat yourself.
Well, I mean, I just came in on this, and I know that you were having a hard time with getting some decent people to come on and talk to you and not say some bullshit. And again, I'm sorry that I didn't come into this prepared. I just came in on this, and
do you want to try to rebuttal any of the reasons that I gave that Kamala Harris was a better candidate than Trump, or do you want to try to rebuttal any of the reasons that I gave that Donald Trump has perpetually put this country last since the beginning of his term?
I would love to have another opportunity to debate with you with getting some things in order, if that would be okay with you.
Okay, yeah, for sure, man. Feel free to request up if after you do some more research. That's fine, Kyle.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you have a good one. Everyone in the chat is spamming his pinned video. I'm watching it right now. I just literally see him putting water in a cup. I'm going to assume that it has something to do with the audio, considering the fact that him putting water in a cup has 344,000 likes. Listen.
Go through enough traumatic experiences in a row, you can get to a point where you don't feel empathy anymore, which means you don't understand people's emotions and you don't care about people's emotions. And that genuinely qualifies as an uncurable mental disorder. And now that I know that I'm disabled, I get to make fun of disabled people. People that can't fucking walk. Did you know that if you go through enough...
We're going to go to move on to the next guest. Hop in the queue if you happen to be a Trump supporter. Just make sure that you're at least 18 years old. American MAGA. Up in the queue. Here we go, guys. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up in here. We got James connecting right now. Everybody just do be patient. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Yep.
Okay, how old are you?
22.
Okay. All right. Sounds good, man. Let me go and thank a handful of people before we hop into our conversation here. I would like to thank Brayley. Thank you for the $10 over on PayPal. Thank you so much for the love, Brayley. Show some love to Brayley down below. As well as Catsby. Thank you so much for the $20 over on PayPal. Thank you so much, Catsby. Catsby says, thank you for everything that you do. I am a good part of the furry community. Have your back. Keep up the hard work and keep it going. I appreciate that, Catsby. Show some love to Catsby down below. That's very kind of you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Catsby. As well as Jojo. Thank you for the $20 on Venmo, saying showing my appreciation for what you do. Thank you, Jojo. Show some love to Catsby and Jojo in that chat, as well as Brooklyn. Thank you for the $20 too. You guys are so kind. Thank you so much. Brooklyn with the $20 says thank you for all that you do. My dad's MAGA and hates that I support people no matter who they are or what they decide to do. You should get them up on the stream. Hell yeah. Sophia, I appreciate you for the $5. Anyways, James, feel free to unmute, man, and let's hop into that debate.
Yeah, what's going on, man? So, let me ask you a question. So, I'm actually not MAGA, but why did you cry for Charlie Kirk when you know he wouldn't cry for you?
All right, man. Well, unfortunately, we're only looking to talk to Trump supporters. And if you're curious insofar as why I cried following the death of Charlie Kirk, I posted a full video about that on my YouTube. But I didn't cry because Charlie Kirk died. I cried because of surrounding facts that I've gone over in videos, talked about on the live stream, and even made a long-form video about on the YouTube. So feel free to go check it out. What's up? Do you support Trump, DK?
Yes, sir.
All right. How old are you?
I'm 20.
All right. Go ahead and take it away. Why are you MAGA?
Okay, so I kind of want to give you a backstory on it because all my friends and everybody kind of around me is MAGA. And it kind of led me leaning towards him. And, this past year, I would say the past couple months, I've been kind of not so MAGA. I've been looking not towards it. So I'm kind of on here asking, why should I not be MAGA anymore?
If you don't have like compelling reasons insofar as why you support Trump to debate me, and you're more so just looking for like motivations or reason to not be a Trump supporter, what I'd recommend for you is instead of like being on the stream and talking to me, just watch the stream, listen to the debates, because that's kind of like what we go over when I respond to like the quote unquote compelling reasons that people have to justify their support for Trump, as well as like almost every video I make goes over like a new reason why Donald Trump sucks.
Okay. There's just a lot of people on here that are messing with you. So I'm just I want to get on here and kind of ask that because there's not many people that want to debate you.
Okay. All right. Well, man, I hope you have a good rest of your day. And like I said, DK, tune into the stream because that's seriously what we go over. You know what I mean, man? I bet if you were to like hang out with us for like an hour or two, you could like definitely get a really good understanding of like why I think that you should not be a Trump supporter. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, awesome. Give me 1 second here. Aaron, thank you for the $10 over on Super Chat, saying, why are you streaming so late? It's because I've been traveling literally all day, and I still wanted to be able to do some debates tonight. So yeah, we're on like super duper late tonight. As well as Belzine, thank you so much for the $100 over on YouTube. That is very kind of you, Belzine. Thank you so much for your kindness. Belzine with $100 says, Dean, I can't believe you spied on my campaign in 2016 and rigged me in 2020. Is that like a Trump quote? I feel like you're quoting Trump there, Belzine. I appreciate you for the love. Show some love to Belzine down below in that chat for the $100. Thank you so much. That is very, very kind of you and good to see you. Thank you, Belzine. Go to take it away, Dan. Tell us why you support Trump.
Essentially, I support him because he's the president of our country. I'm not saying he's a perfect president. He's certainly not. But, I think we need to support him as a country, just like, look, I supported Biden, even though I didn't vote for him. I wanted the best for the country. You see what I'm saying? Like, I didn't agree with most of what Biden did. And I think Trump was better than Kamala, and that's primarily the reason I voted for him.
Okay.
But that does not mean I think he's a perfect president or even good at times,
Okay, so first and foremost, you shouldn't just support the president because they're the president. When an individual has a position of power, it's more important than ever to be critical of them and give them your support predicated on the fact that you think that they're doing things that are good with their power. But obviously, if they're doing things that are bad with their power and leading, in this context, the country in a negative direction, that is not something that you should support and something that you should be vocally outspoken against. And before we hop into our debate, because you just told me that ultimately you do still think that if Kamala Harris was elected, things would be worse off today. I want to talk about that. But before we hop into that conversation, you motherfuckers are trolling on my recent TikTok. Before I went live, I posted a TikTok. You guys, dude, y'all already have a side-by-side of me from that video and a picture of Trump saying, and I quote, "We become the mirror image of what we hate." And then the other top comment says, "Bro has Trump's haircut." Dude, y'all are trolling. Okay, all right, go ahead and take it away. Give me an argument that if Kamala Harris was elected, things would be worse off in America today. Take it away.
Well, I mean, yeah, just look at her record, man. I mean, with just when she was the border czar, she had a wide open border and so many criminals. I'm not talking about the general immigrant, but criminals were coming over the border in massive numbers. I mean, we're talking tens of thousands per day. She did nothing. She didn't even go to the border during the 4 years that she was vice president, and that alone is enough to cause concern for the average American, for the voter. You have to admit, if a voter is looking at this and wants a safe country, he's going to look at Kamala Harris, or they're going to look at Kamala Harris and say, she hasn't done anything as far as protecting our country. So why would I want her in office?
Yeah, I would say that you
Go ahead.
support like Trump and you disdain Harris because of like literal misinformation. Everything that you said there was completely false. And I'm going to be very specific in rebuttaling everything that you said and make it clear that it's completely false. You said that Kamala Harris was the border czar and had control over the border under the Biden-Harris administration. That is completely false. The role that she was delegated by Biden was to work socioeconomically speaking or diplomatically speaking with Southern Latin American countries to reduce immigration from Southern Latin American countries into America by attempting to fix the socioeconomic conditions that existed in their countries. And she did so successfully. In diplomatic relations with Guatemala, she was able to reduce immigration to America upwards of 50%. Second point, you said that the border was wide open under the Biden-Harris administration. That's just not true. You wouldn't be able to sit here and give me an argument for that notion. One moment, I'm not done talking. One moment, I'm not done. I'm not done talking.
Just look at the numbers.
I'm not done talking. So that's not an argument that you'd be able to give me. And feel free to do so once I'm done speaking. A third bit of misinformation that you said there was that the undocumented immigrants that we did have coming into this country were violent criminals. Dude, you only think that because Trump has said that. But guess what? That's a bigoted lie that serves the purpose of scaring Americans into holding disdain and hatred in their heart towards undocumented immigrants. So when Trump dehumanizes them and ICE abuses them, you don't pay attention and you don't really care. But the facts matter here. According to PNAS, undocumented immigrants are 2.5 times less likely to commit violent crimes than U.S. citizens, 3 times less likely to commit property crimes, and 3.5 times less likely to commit petty crimes. They're not criminals that want to do bad things. They are people just like you and I that saw the legal means of entering to this country, recognize that they're unattainable, taking 10 to 15 years on average. So instead they opted to commit a misdemeanor, which I don't think you can condemn considering the fact that you actively support a 34-count felon, then coming into this country to make a better life for themselves and their families.
False felonies, but sure. Anyway, so like the whole point, and what I said, maybe you didn't hear me, but not everybody that came over the border was a criminal. Look, I work in construction. I work along Mexicans. They're some of the sweetest people. I live near a lot of Mexican folks. Great, beautiful people, family values. But the bottom line is, when you have a border that is not secure, you are going to get a number of criminals that come over, not just from Mexico, South America, China was sending spies and criminals. The amount of fentanyl that was coming over, it has been reduced greatly.
Okay, well, I got to kick him for saying the name of a DRUG on TikTok. It goes against their terms of service. If you have a second account, feel free to hop on there and come back. Or on tomorrow's stream, feel free to come back. That's just how TikTok TOS works. But unfortunately, I had to kick him. I am going to go ahead and just respond to what he said right there. So first and foremost, you tried to make a correlation between Mexicans in America and undocumented immigrants. So there's Mexican people in America that are legal immigrants. There's Mexican people in America that are undocumented immigrants. And there's Mexican people in America that were born here and have been here for generations, right? So I think it's incredibly unfair for you to suggest that because somebody is Mexican, they're therefore an undocumented immigrant. Now, to respond to the second part of that statement, you said that, well, the amount of DRUGS coming into this country has been significantly reduced since the beginning of Donald Trump's second administration. That's not true, because according to his own Homeland Security, 80% of the DRUGS that are brought into America are brought in by citizens, not by undocumented immigrants. Let's go ahead and get that next guest loaded up in here, guys. Unfortunately, like I said, we did have to kick him just because TikTok TOS doesn't allow you to say the name of any DRUG on the app. On a live. Yo, Strokes, I appreciate you so much for the $20 super chat on YouTube saying Dean may be delirious, but he's still cooking these MFers. Yeah, I'm like pretty tired, guys. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be very totally honest. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up in here. Hop in that queue if you happen to support Trump as president. We'll get you connected. All right. This next guest is not connecting. We're gonna go to kick them out. Hop in that queue if you are MAGA. Let's go to get Ava connected. All right. Here we go. What's up? Do you support Trump? Hello?
Hello.
Age, please.
Hi.
Age?
No.
14. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go, folks. Everyone, just do be patient while we're getting that next Trump supporter loaded up in and connected to the stream. Show some love to Strokes down below, by the way. I'd also like to show some love to Nina. Thank you for the $10 over on Super Chat. I really appreciate that, Nina. And then Belzine with another $50 over on Super Chat. As well as Belzine. I picked up on that. Don't worry, I picked up on that. Thank you so much for the love, Belzine. Please show some love to Belzine down below in that comment section. I really appreciate you for the $50. Let's get 500 Belzine W. Seriously, I really appreciate you for your kindness. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Yeah, what are you saying?
I
Yo,
said,
how do you not support Trump, bro?
how old are you?
I'm 25.
What year were you born in?
What year?
Yeah.
I was born in 2000.
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. All right. So you asked me, how do I not support Trump?
Yeah.
Because he's boasted about perving on little girls.
Tight shit. I respect that.
You respect that?
I respect you for respecting that he did that type shit.
I don't respect him for doing that. In fact, that's, like I said, one of the main reasons why I don't respect him.
Tight shit.
Go to bed, bro. Go to bed. We're going to move on to the next guest. Go to bed. We got BBOD loading up into the queue. Go to bed, bro. All right. Yo, Andrea, thank you so much for the $50 over on Venmo. I appreciate you for that love. Thank you so much, Andrea. Andrea with a 50 big one says, you give me help. My daughter is 20 and working towards law school. I want a better world for her. Thank you for all that you do. Andrea, I really wish that more parents thought like you. Just genuinely wanting to create a better world for the future of their children. I feel like everybody with children in this country should think the exact same way as you. Thank you so much, Andrea. Please show some love to Andrea, not just for the $50 donation, but also for being a good mom. As well as Lydia, thank you for the $35 over on Venmo. Lydia with the $35 says, hey Dean, I've been a silent daily listener for a while now, and I wanted to encourage you to keep up the good work. It's so amazing to see and hear from somebody who actually cares about our rights. Have a good night and rest the stream. Thank you, Lydia. That's so cool. I really appreciate you for your kindness, and thank you for being a viewer for so long. As well as Jojo, thank you for the $20, quote unquote, showing my appreciation for what you do. Thank you, Jojo. And Brooklyn, thank you for the $20. Thank you so much. Okay, hey, take it away. Tell us why you support Trump.
Oh, can I first say I'm excited to be here. It's my first debate. All right.
Where did he go?
Hello? Hello?
Okay. Hey, you're back.
Sorry. I'm trying to pull up my notes.
Okay, no worries. When you leave the TikTok app, I can't hear you.
Oh, okay, sorry.
So why do you support Trump?
So he did not implement, but he did bring back the drilling in the oil for Alaska.
Okay. So I'm not sure if he's done that. I haven't seen that from anywhere. I wouldn't doubt it if he has. During the Biden-Harris administration, they did pause drilling on nature reserves in Alaska. And I actually really supported that. There's a lot of other places that we could get oil from here in America. And even though Biden paused drilling on said nature reserve, and even though Biden paused said drilling on said nature reserve in Alaska during his administration, he still produced the most oil we ever have as a country, had it as a country in 4 years, because of the fact that he approved over 50% more drilling permits than Trump did in his first administration on other federal lands and other places in America that aren't on active nature reserves.
But in doing that, he decreased the amount of money Alaskans get each year. So,
he decreased the amount of money that Alaskans get?
So Alaskans get a portion of the sales from the oil that they produce. It's a very minuscule number. It's only like $1,000 to $3,000. But it's it's something for people to look forward to each year.
Okay,
to help them.
So you're saying that the Trump White House resumed drilling on the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge?
I'm not sure which one it was, but I know he restarted the drilling. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go ahead and look it up for you. Let's take a look here. Okay. Well, I'm actually not seeing anything specific. So here's what I'd ask for you. Where specifically did Donald Trump resume drilling in Alaska? How much money is it producing for their economy? And how much money of that then would go back into the pockets of Alaskans, according to what you're saying? And if you could give a source for your answer to all three of those questions, that would be great.
Yeah. Of course, I would have to pull up my notes. I'm sorry. They're on my phone.
Right. Because I'm seeing that. I already knew that Biden, canceled drilling on the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge. And once again, that's something that I support for the reasons that I've already given him more. But I'm not seeing anything to say that Donald Trump resumed drilling on the refuges. I wouldn't doubt it if that's something that he'd do. It seems like something Trump would do. But how much money is that, generating for the Alaskan economy, and how much money is that putting back into the pockets of Alaskans?
It generates quite a bit. A lot of their workforce is, it's manual labor. A lot of their workforce, it's the last frontier.
Okay. So what drilling site reopened, and how many people is it now employing?
I would have to pull it up. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, I need you to give me the specifics on this.
No, I know. I'm sorry. I will come back and I will write shit down instead.
Oh, okay. Are you?
All right.
Just to be clear, does that mean like you're leaving, or you're just gonna like exit out of the app and go look it up and then come right back?
I will leave the debate for right now. If you can pick me tomorrow or whenever you get a chance. Sorry.
Okay.
I'll just have it ready for you.
All right. Well, you have a good one.
All right. You too. Bye.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. Sounds good. Whatever. All right, folks. So, everyone, we are going to go ahead and hit a very quick restart on the TikTok live stream. I hate to do this considering the fact that we have 12,000 people in here. Unfortunately, we do need to. There's been some small things that I've said throughout the stream that have gotten me a flag now. And if I get another flag, the stream will get banned and I won't be able to do the live streams on here for 3 days. So unfortunately, we do have to restart just to protect the live stream, which is super unfortunate. TikTok is clamping down on their TOS. This kind of sucks, but unfortunately it is for the safety of the stream. So I'm going to give you guys a very quick drill down on how to come back following a restart. So first and foremost right now, hit that follow button. It is in that top or left-hand corner of your phone screen. Take a good look. Hit that follow button. So at the end of the day, if you can't follow the instructions that I'm about to give you on how to come back super duper quickly following the restart, you'll be able to find me on your following list. Now, here's how to come back even quicker following the restart. Once the stream ends, your screen will say the live has ended, and then it will show you my profile picture in the middle of your screen. If you click on the profile picture in the middle of your phone screen following me ending the live, you'll be directed to my account page. What I want you to do is count to 10, swipe down on the videos, and then click on that red live glowing orb around the profile picture, and you'll be back in the new live. These restarts only take 5 seconds. So hopefully I'll see you all there. I'll be back in literally 5 seconds, folks. today. Oh wow, dude. Yeah, that's awesome, Roberto. Let's go. As well as Matt, thank you so much for the $5 over at Venmo. I appreciate that. Eliza with the $5 on PayPal. Wilfredo, thank you for the $10 on PayPal. Thank you so much. McKenna with the $20 on PayPal. Thank you so much, McKenna. I really appreciate everyone so much for the love. Thank you so much. Okay, hey, what is going on? Do you support Trump Cat? Well, I don't know what's going on with Kat, but it sounds like she's lagging out, so I'm going to kick her and move on to the next guest. Here we go. Hey, what's up? Do you support Trump?
Dean, no way. I love you, Dean. Dean.
Hey, thank you so much.
I'm deadass your biggest fan, bro. I can't believe I got the chance to talk to you.
I really appreciate you for the love, man. I hope you have a good rest of your night. Unfortunately, I'm going to kick you from the stream for literally being like too cool, all right? See, we're looking for people that aren't as based nor as cool as you, as we're looking for Trump supporters. But Dante, I hope you have a good rest of your evening. What's up? Do you support Trump type shit?
No, I don't. I just wanted
type shit, bro. I'm gonna move on to the next guest. I do appreciate you so much for coming up because we are just looking for Trump supporters. The same thing I said to Dante. You're too based to be on the stream, so I do gotta kick you. Let's go to move on to the next guest right now. Quite frankly, what's up? Do you support Trump, Lucy?
Hello?
What's up? Are you MAGA?
Hi. I'm a Trump supporter, but I love watching your debates.
Okay. Well, that's awesome. That's cool. Interesting. Lucy, how old are you?
I'm 20.
Fantastic. Well, do you want to have a conversation with me? I would love to see if I could change your mind. Do you want to tell us why you support Trump?
Well, so first, I'm going to start off with I forget the word. I'm sorry. Like people spreading rumors that apparently like he's a rapist and stuff.
Oh, that's not a rumor. That's a fact.
Can you tell me why?
Yeah, because the civil court held him liable for raping E. Jean Carroll in 2023. That is a claim that 9 unanimous jurors inside of a courtroom agreed was true.
Oh, I did not know that. Thank you for telling me.
Yeah, to find more information, I'd direct you to look up E. Jean Carroll v. Donald Trump 2023. You could read the jury verdict form on your own. And I'd also recommend looking into reporting from publishers such as the Washington Post, going over how the judge agreed that what Donald Trump did to E. Jean Carroll is rape.
Oh, okay. I see. Thank you so much for telling me that. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm really nervous.
It's okay. I understand.
Yeah. Okay, you can kick me if you want. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say, but you're really awesome and I love watching you.
Well, hopefully I'm able to change your mind, Lucy. I think it's cool that you like watching the streams and, in doing so, hopefully one of these days your mind will change and you will no longer be MAGA. We're going to move on to the next guest. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do. Nigger.
Like 9. See, I think that's an issue of parenting right there because they sounded like 8 or 9. If the parents of that person were watching, I tell them to do better. What's up? Do you support Trump? Nope. Jersey Cubano's not here. Moving on to the next guest. Everyone just give us a minute. Hop in that queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. We're going to get that next guest loaded in here right now. We got Jace Warren connecting to the stream. What's up? Do you support Trump? Nope, Jace Warren's not here. Guys, go to put a me with your age down below in that chat if you support Trump and you'd like to join. Right now, we're just looking for a next Trump supporter, and quite frankly, we're not having an easy time finding them. While we are getting that next Trump supporter loaded up, Belzine, thank you for another $50 super chat. Belzine, you have seriously been so fucking kind tonight. Belzine with another $50 on super chat says, here's your paycheck from your fan. I appreciate you for that love, Belzine. I really, seriously, I appreciate everyone so much for all of the kindness this evening. This was kind of just like a last second decision. Coming on live super late at night, and you guys have just been showing a lot of love. I'm really appreciative of y'all. Thank you guys so much for your kindness. And please show some love to Belzine in that chat for the $50. What's up, Thomas? Do you support Trump?
I'm a member of the Republican Party, but fuck Donald Trump.
Yo, Rhino, I think that's what Trump likes to call you. I don't know. The people at the Lincoln Project, people that are Republicans, but anti-Trump. Honestly, I bet if you were to explore your views, you wouldn't truly be a Republican. But let's go to move on to the next guest, guys. We got Devin Lane connecting into the stream right now, as well as Maria. Thank you so much for the $25 on Venmo. Maria with the $25 says, thank you for showing my son the light. His uncle was working hard on making him vote for Trump, but he found you in Parker and you brought him right back. Thank you. Dude, Maria, God, that is why I do the streams. Thank you so much for sharing that story with me, Maria. That is seriously, and I mean this with my full chest. Your son is the reason that I do these live streams. Shout out to your son. That puts a very, very big smile on my face. Thank you so much, Maria. What's up, Devin? Do you support Trump?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. Devin, how old are you?
I'm 18.
And why the hell, quite frankly, do you support the worst president of your 18 years of life, Mr. Donald J. Trump?
Hey, Dean, I know I'm about to get cooked, but I'm going to give you my bullet points, okay?
Let's hear them.
All right, so my bad, I'm really nervous. But like my first bullet point is like under the Biden-Harris administration, as of January 2025, there was about like 61,000 border crossings, like illegal border crossings. And as of March 2025, there's like 7,100. Like on...
Yeah, so you're saying that the amount of undocumented border crossings into America is significantly reduced? Been reduced?
Yes, sir.
That is true. That is true. The follow-up question. Can you name the good policy that Donald Trump has enacted to significantly reduce undocumented border crossings into the country?
I'm going to be honest, I cannot.
Right. Neither can I. Because I don't think Donald Trump has reduced the border crossings with good policy. I think he's reduced border crossings with tenets of fascism, like violating the human and constitutional rights of undocumented immigrants that are already in the country, scaring away new entry because it promotes the image that if they do enter, they'll have a worse quality of life. And I'll give specifics to back up my point here. He illegally deported Abrigo Garcia to CCOT, where he was beaten, tortured, and starved for 3 weeks. He has had college students black-bagged, walking on the street, then illegally detained in ICE detention centers 1,000 miles away against the withholding order of judges. There has been a confirmed 510 instances of human rights violations on behest of ICE agents in America directed towards immigrants by one senator in Congress. You know, he has deported thousands. Well, I won't say thousands. He's deported plane loads of Venezuelan immigrants to El Salvador with no due process, leading to a judge telling the Trump administration that he has probable cause to hold them in contempt for such actions. And he's even attempted to illegally change the Constitution to take constitutional rights away from undocumented immigrants and their children born on American soil, such as birthright citizenship.
Damn, those are some hard points. I ain't gonna lie. And I just wanted to clear out like my opinion subject to this change.
Cool. Yeah. Is there any other reasons why you support Trump, man? I'll go over them with you.
I live in a very MAGA city. You're probably familiar, College Station. You were here a couple months ago, no?
Yeah, very MAGA.
Yeah. Yeah, I was actually here at I was a senior in high school, but I was very influenced, peer pressured. And so that's why I've been supporting. Like, I'm not sure if you heard that reason.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, I understand that is like a descriptive reason why like so many people support Trump. It's just not a compelling one. So I think that like you recognizing that like social pressure isn't a compelling reason to find something to be true is, you know, the first step in the right direction of starting to like think through the world around you in a little bit more of an objective, critical way.
Yeah, and also I had something written down, but now that I think about it, it's the Remain in Mexico policy. But I'm not sure how that would benefit Mexican citizens.
It's actually bad for everyone. So the Remain in Mexico policy just keeps asylum seekers who are legal immigrants waiting in Mexico while their asylum claim is processing. Point number one, it leads to higher rates of violent crimes in the areas where they're being held because they're just dropped into the area with nothing, with nobody, with no support whatsoever. And it leads to more of them dying, more of them starving, more of them being murdered. And I view that as a huge humanitarian issue. And point number two, you know, not undocumented immigrants, asylum seekers, when given work permits, are economically productive in America. So I just don't see like any possible reason why you'd want to argue that they shouldn't be allowed to stay in the country. Because if we just expedite the asylum process by hiring more judges and by giving them work permits while they're waiting for their claim to be processed, they're also productively providing for the country. And I guess that leads me to the question, why is that something that you wouldn't want?
Yeah, that's now that you just explained like that. But I have one more. Like you mentioned, like I'm not familiar about the asylum. Like, let's say, like, what do you recommend? I know you already stated it, but like, I didn't really get what you said, to be honest.
Can you repeat?
Like, giving them like a work permit or something like that. The asylum seekers that come to our southern border.
Yeah. So the solution is to make the time that it takes to process an asylum claim significantly quicker. Right now, it could take like years. Okay, I think it should take 2 months. And then also to give them work permits. So while they're waiting for their asylum claim to finalize, waiting in America, they could work.
Okay. But yeah, that's all I have for you, man.
All right, have a good rest of your night.
I got cooked, but
no, dude, it's not about getting cooked. It's not about losing a debate. It's actually about recognizing reality for what it is, coming to terms with what is true and what is false, and being better not just for yourself and your immediate community, but for the world around you as a whole. But let's go and get that next guest, Lisa, loaded up in here, folks. We got Lisa connecting right now, and for everyone hanging out with us on TikTok, y'all make sure that we're double tapping. What's up, Lisa? Do you support Trump?
I do. I'm sorry. Bear with me. I have pneumonia.
Oh, Lisa, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Real quick, before we hop into our debate, I want to go ahead and thank a handful of people. I'd like to thank, let's see here. Katrina, thank you so much for the $18 on Venmo. Katrina with $18 says, I hope you had a great time at the concert. Thank you for coming out tonight and welcome back. Yeah, Katrina, I had such a good time at the concert. It was fantastic. And I'm happy to be here. I'm really tired and I'm probably going to head off in another 50 minutes. So it's only going to be a 2-hour stream, but 2 hours is better than nothing. I really did miss you guys. So I wanted to be able to come on here. As well as Elsie, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much, Elsie. Please show some love to Elsie. Then Edgar, thank you for the 5. Naren, thank you for the $5 as well. Anna with a 5 and Braxton with the 3. Appreciate you guys so much for the kindness. If you're watching and you'd like to support me, you can find my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in my bio on TikTok, as well as in the pinned message of the YouTube stream. Now, Lisa, why the hell do you support Trump as president?
Well, I think that's rude. Why the hell do I do? I registered to vote for the candidate of my choice. That's number one, just so we're clear on that. I think he is arrogant. I think he can be an asshole, but I also feel like you are too. Harris I have no respect for Harris. She doesn't respect herself. I don't like some of the things that she did as a prosecutor. And
make sure not to say the names of any D or UGS, by the way, Lisa.
Oh, I won't. But I can use the F word, right? You know which one I'm talking about.
You could say fuck if that's the F word.
No, I'm not that word. I mean the DRU.
You got to say F DRUG, and I know that's annoying, but unfortunately,
yeah, I know. Nice being censored, right?
Yeah, just like Jimmy Kimmel. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, he was only off for 4 days and came back, so I don't think that was a Trump issue, but I mean, that's a whole nother story. I don't watch Jimmy Kimmel. He's supposed to be a comedian. I don't find him funny, but that's, again, another story. Let me tell you what I don't like about Harris. She was on record. Well, for one, she was 29 years old when she started dating her boss at 60 years old. Willie Brown is on record. She's on record, so that's a given. She did got a truancy law passed that disproportionately affected Black people, and I can see that you're AI in this.
I'm just writing down everything that you're saying.
It disproportionately affected Black people of color. There was one mom whose child had sickle cell anemia who was walked out in the middle of the night in her pajamas because her daughter had been in the hospital. That's not cool. She kept people locked up past their sentences for smoking, the M. And then she laughs on a radio talk show about her smoking it herself. The other problem with her is her cackling, quite frankly, I found annoying. Her video on 60 Minutes, they literally was so bad, because I watched them both, was so bad they edited it. Then they got sued, and they had to pay out for it. Okay, that's not cool either. Now, as far as the things that Trump is doing, one thing that I like that he's done is the veteran EO, and you can look it up, 14296. My son is a veteran Marine. My husband is a Marine veteran. My daddy was Army. Grandfather was Army. I have an uncle who's a Silver Star recipient, Army. So I like the policies as far as the border. Yes, the border is quiet. You know how I know that? I don't get that from the news. I get it from my son who actually works at the border. He has had to witness some things at the border that he would like to unsee. So, you know, you can read what the algorithm leads you to, but I'm going by what my son is telling me. And I like the policies about no men in women's sports, no boys in girls' bathrooms, or vice versa, because there was just some high school kids, boys, that were suspended for speaking out about a transgender female to male transitioner.
I'd like to make it clear, TikTok will ban you for talking about trans people. So if you're going to talk about the topic, do so very vaguely, just so you don't get
Okay. Gender dysphoria, I learned about in nursing school in psychology classes. Okay. That's an actual medical diagnosis, but I've actually been attacked for speaking about my own brother who is severely mentally challenged. That's not his actual diagnosis. Because I actually used his diagnosis, his medical diagnosis. But then, what? You seem confused.
Yeah, I'm very confused. I am.
Okay, good.
I'm just letting you finish speaking until I start responding to your points. But no, just to make it clear, yeah, I'm very confused. But go ahead.
If you had a daughter, would you be okay if a bearded man walked into the bathroom behind her?
You know, I think you raise a very good question. If I had a young daughter,
and I'm ready for your response. Go ahead.
If I had a young daughter and she was 7 years old, and let's just say here, let's make her 15 years old, and she was, I don't know, competing in a beauty pageant, just, you know, for an example, and like backstage she was getting ready for this pageant in one of the dressing rooms there, and while she was in this dressing room at the pageant that she was getting ready for, she was completely naked, right? And then, you know, this scruffy 63-year-old man walks in there to look at her while she's naked. I guess to answer your question, I'd be pissed. And honestly, just to make sure we're on the same page here, if you were in the same shoes as the parent of like a 15-year-old daughter who was naked and had a man unconsensually go and look at her while she was naked in a dressing room, would you be pissed too?
Okay, yeah, let me touch on that. So your answer is no, you would not be okay, correct?
Well, I just want to see if you could agree here. Would we both be pissed if some 60-year-old dude walked into our 15-year-old daughter's dressing room to look at her while she was naked? Yes or no?
Okay, well, who is Victoria Hughes?
Victoria Hughes, if I'm thinking of the right woman, was a contestant at Miss Teen USA, a beauty pageant that Donald Trump had won. I don't understand why we're talking about Trump Norris beauty
That's
pageants.
right, because she
if
actually,
you would allow me, and instead I'd really appreciate it if you just answer my question. All that I'm doing is I'm asking you, would you be pissed if some older man perved on your 15-year-old daughter while they were naked? Honestly, for you to jump to Trump, that's like that. Honestly, like he's so fucking guilty and you know it, right? Which is why you made the connection to Trump there. But maybe before we talk about Trump, you could actually engage with the question that I asked you. Would you be pissed if some 60-year-old man was unconsensually perving on your naked daughter in a woman's only space?
It seems to me like when Riley Gaines was complaining about...
You're not answering my question with all due respect.
Yeah, I'm getting to that because you cut me off when I said Victoria Hughes. So obviously that tells me that you must have read her statement, correct?
I'm personal friends with Victoria.
Your personal friends. Okay. Where's she from?
I don't know where she's from, but she's come up on our live many times before. Victoria will come up and she'll tell you about her personal experiences with how Donald Trump worked on her.
Because I'm going to read her quote that she wrote to the New Mexico Political Report. Okay, while
Maybe
I
I'm
do
thinking
not,
of a different Victoria. Go ahead.
well, yeah, maybe so. So this is her actual quote because she was Miss Teen New Mexico, and her actual letter to the New Mexico Political Report said, "While I do not support Donald Trump, stories about him barging in on teenage girls is not correct. Our chaperones would have never allowed that to happen, and no one, not even Donald Trump, deserves to be lied about in that way."
Okay, so you're using one individual's testimony from being a contestant in Miss Teen USA, saying that this could have never happened. Point number one, how does she know that it didn't happen to anybody else? I think what she's saying here is that it didn't happen to her. She's a political bias towards the right. Therefore, she's going to attempt to use the fact that it didn't happen to her to invalidate the statements of anybody else who's also competed in Miss Teen USA that said it happened to them. Second point, well, we have like 5 or 6 contestants at Miss Teen USA that have come out and said that it happened to them, alongside Donald Trump admitting to doing it on a Howard Stern interview in 2005. So I would say overwhelmingly, if we want to be rational creatures, we should definitely accept the fact that Donald Trump has sexually exploited both naked teens and naked women at Miss Teen USA and Miss USA. But point number 3 here, even if I was wrong about everything that I'm saying right now, and there's no evidence whatsoever to suggest that he did this at Miss Teen USA, well then still yet, listening to Donald Trump admitting to perving on people while they were naked at beauty pageants on Howard Stern show, I'll roll the clip if you'd like me to, would just simply mean that
actually, I was old enough to actually
adult
listen to it
women, right? However, sexually exploiting adult women is no worse than sexually exploiting teenage girls in my mind, and I'll tell you why. Obviously, sexual exploitation is wrong against teens because teens cannot consent to sex. They can't consent to anything sexual. Therefore, it is sexual exploitation and bad. However, when we're talking about women, although women can consent to sex, if women don't consent to sex, then it is still unconsensual, in my mind, making it just as wrong. So I'm just going to go ahead and attempt to reduce down everything I just said there. The first argument that I made was that we have significantly more reason than not to believe that Donald Trump did this to both women and girls. And then the second argument that I made was even if he just did it to women, it wouldn't make it any better. Go ahead, Lisa.
You obviously muted me, but so do you know how long he owned that pageant?
I don't know how long he owned the pageant. If he owned it for a day, it wouldn't change a thing.
Okay, I thought you were going to let me speak. So he owned it for 19 years. So you don't want to believe that an actual contestant said they were told he was going to come in and to cover up. Number one, I've been backstage to a beauty pageant. Nobody's butt naked, by the way.
Trump said they were butt naked. He said they had no
he
clothes on.
did not say they were butt naked.
He said they had no clothes on.
A contestant said they were told he was coming in. Okay, now I'm going to say this again. How many years did he own that pageant?
You already asked me that. I told you I didn't know. Then you said 19.
Okay,
years.
19. I'll go ahead and give you that answer. It's 19 years.
You already did.
So in 19 years, 50 young ladies had chaperones. So that's 950 chaperones that allowed men to just walk in there with them butt naked. Is that what you want me to believe?
Are you saying that there's other adults that were in that space that turned a blind
They
eye
all
because
have
the boss of the
chaperones.
individual in which owned that space walked in there to look at them? Yeah, sure. Actually, I am willing to believe that 110%. And Donald Trump's admittance to said fact in this clip alongside the testimony of one 17-year-old that said this happened to them, as well as other individuals as young as 15, makes it pretty damn compelling. But we're actually going to go ahead and play the clip of Donald Trump admitting to doing
Heard
these
it.
things.
I listened to it when he was on.
I just want to make sure everyone else hears it too, because
well,
I feel as
okay.
I have an obligation to inform every single person tuning into
because-
the stream right now of exactly what you're defending. Let's go ahead and roll the clip.
not
I don't see it as a conflict.
It could be a conflict of interest, but it's the kind of thing you worry about later.
Oh, I see.
You tend to think about the conflict a little bit later on.
The question is, how can it not be construed?
No, I mean, some of these foreign girls, Mr. Trump, in my country, we say hello with vagina. And
well, you could also say, as the owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that.
So you have done that. Now,
I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting.
Right,
I want to make sure that
like
everything is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that.
Okay, Lisa.
As Jimmy Kimmel made his return to the airwaves to one of, if not...
Sorry, Brian Tyler Cohen turned on autoplay. Okay, Lisa, let me be very clear where you and me are at in this conversation. We just listened to Donald Trump say that before these beauty pageants, he would walk backstage and he would look at the women and girls when they had no clothes on. All right? Right? And he would do so under the guise of a quote-unquote inspection. And in these spaces, there was no men around, indicating that they were very clearly changing rooms. Right? And we also know that even he knows that this was wrong, because at the end of the clip there, he said, so I kind of get away with things like that. You don't just get away with good things. No, you get away with bad things. Getting away with something is when you do something bad, then you don't face any consequences for it. So I guess my next question for you would be, if Donald Trump knows what Trump did was bad, then why don't you? Go ahead, Lisa. Go ahead.
950 chaperones failed to do their job. Is that what you're saying?
What are you saying? He went on Howard Stern's podcast, sat down, admitted to these things, but he was just completely fucking making it all up?
How old were you?
Right? Because I just want to be clear. I just want to be clear. That's not what I'm saying. That's what he's saying. Okay? And we just listened to it together.
Basically, he said he owned the pageant and he went backstage. But that's if you're not old enough to have listened to Howard Stern, or maybe you should watch his movie, which was disgusting, quite frankly. That would not be Howard Stern radio show if he said, well, I told him I was coming backstage, because that just kind of, kills it. But no, I'm not. I'm gonna go again. That is, I think it's bullshit. You're saying that this young lady who said she's not a Trump supporter, she said that they were told Mr. Trump will be coming backstage. Cover up, ladies. So she's lying. But the other four, so in 19 years, none of this shit came out.
Donald Trump said that they weren't covered up. I'm going to go and play that. He says that they have no clothes on. Your mental gymnastics, your mental gymnastics are not going to work here. And it's crazy because I'm using Donald Trump's own word of mouth to refute your delusions. So let's go and listen to him say that they didn't have any clothes on.
Have done that. Now,
I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that everything is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. I want to make sure that everything is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. I want to make sure that everything is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes.
We're not going to agree on this.
I didn't even give you a counter argument. I played Donald Trump saying
we're
otherwise.
Not. You know what?
Think about it, Lisa. Think about this, Lisa. You're telling me that when he did this, it was consensually. He gave them a heads up and they had clothes on. When I proved you wrong, I didn't use my words. I used Trump's. I played you a clip of him saying otherwise. It is not you disagreeing with me. It is you failing to conform with reality because you would rather entertain literal delusions to uphold a 34-count felon adjudicated rapist as president then come to terms with reality and listen to said 34-count felon adjudicated rapist when he tells you that you're wrong about something he did.
You've got your lines rehearsed so well. That's awesome. So let's agree we're not going to agree on that. I'm going to go with what Vanessa Hughes said. They were told he was coming backstage and to cover up. And if you want to believe, convince me that 950 chaperones failed to do their fucking job. Okay. 950. Because if I were a chaperone for my daughter, and by the way, I've been backstage in a beauty pageant and nobody is butt naked. There are ladies that wear less on the beach.
Wait. I'm so sorry. Vanessa Hughes said that people dying from coronavirus is inevitable. Let's see here. I'm sorry. I was just I'm sorry. I just started to look up like Vanessa Hughes to see if I could find what she said about Trump. And then the first thing that I find about her was her saying that like people should die from the coronavirus. And it looks like, a bunch of other stuff too. Yeah, it looks like she was very controversial about the pandemic. Okay, where can I find anything about what Vanessa Hughes said? I'm just curious.
You can look up Vanessa Hughes, Miss Teen New Mexico.
Miss Teen
her
New.
email to the New Mexico Political Report.
Okay. Trump backstage activity in 97 exaggerated, says a former Miss Teen New Mexico. A former Miss Teen New Mexico contestant that year confirmed that Trump made his way backstage at the Miss Teen USA pageant, but told the NM Political Report that some reports of his actions have been exaggerated. Victoria Hughes, Miss Teen New Mexico 1997, said that she remembers chaperones saying that we had a visitor and to get covered up, but stopped short of accusing Trump of inappropriate behavior. Some of the stories about him are incorrect. Our chaperones would never have allowed that to happen to us. No one, not even Donald, deserves to be lied about in this way. So here's what I would say is my first thought. How do we know that although I'm sure he would go backstage frequently, and in some of these instances, the chaperones would tell the young women and girls to cover up, that in other circumstances he didn't give them that heads up? How do we know that, right? Right? And I'd honestly say the way I know that on other circumstances, he didn't give them that heads up, meaning that they were naked, right?
So
When
you
he
were
inevitably
backstage
made
when
his
it
way back
happened?
there.
Can you clarify? So you were backstage when it happened and you know for a fact?
Well, Trump was backstage when it happened, and he knew for a fact that on some instances, while he was backstage, they had no clothes on and weren't covered up, and that was clarified by him explicitly in the clip that we just played. I'll play it again.
Is everyone okay? You know, they're standing there with no clothes.
So, like, just once again, like to recap,
So,
I feel like we're having our conversation here. Vanessa Hughes is saying that when this happened to her, right, you know, Trump gave them a heads up, told them to like get clothed, right? However, what I would say is that I'm sure that he did this on many, many occasions, and some of those occasions he gave them a heads up and they had clothes on by the time he went into the space, which I still think is creepy and weird, right? But then on other occasions, he would do it without a heads up. He'd go back there unconsensually and unknowingly to anybody in the space, and he'd be looking at them when they were naked with no clothes on. And we have all the evidence in the world to believe that I'm right here, that evidence being his own admission, as I've played about 1 billion times in the clip. I'm actually going to just play it one last time so that's so clear to you and everybody else listening.
I want to make sure that
You're like
everything is
doctor,
good.
you're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? You know, they're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see
I think my point's clear.
Yeah, my point's clear too. And nothing he said is a lie. He did go backstage. He owned the pageant. Those are facts.
Wait, so then it's not a lie that when he went backstage they had no clothes on, meaning that you're wrong? Thank you for proving yourself wrong.
No, I'm not proving myself wrong. I've read you a statement from a young lady who told you, and then so you're sitting here telling me that 950 chaperones have failed to do their job.
Okay. Why do you continue to repeat this line? Respond to the fact that Donald Trump said they didn't have any clothes on. Like, why won't you address that?
So, you know, it's funny that your feigned outrage over
not
this.
me. No. Remember, what I very specifically want you to respond to is the fact that Donald Trump's own testimony is proving your narrative here wrong, because even he said they had no clothes on.
Go listen to more Howard Stern radio podcast.
So you were saying that he said something that was a lie. Didn't you just say 10 seconds ago that he didn't lie? We'll replay that too.
He on the
What I want you to
pageant.
respond to is the fact. Listen, let's play this back where he said that everything he said in that video was completely truthful.
Who told you, and then so you're sitting here telling me that 950 chaperones have failed to do their job.
Okay. Why do you continue to repeat this line? Respond to the fact that Donald Trump said they didn't have any clothes on. Like, why won't you address that?
So it's funny that your feigned outrage over
not me. It looks like I'm going to have to go earlier. What I very specifically want you to respond to is the fact that Donald Trump's own testimony is proving your narrative. Maybe I didn't go back because even he said they had no clothes on.
Go listen to more Howard Stern radio podcasts.
Okay, I didn't go back early enough. I don't really feel like finding the timestamp, so I'm just going to go ahead and drop that. But anyways, the point of me attempting to replay our conversation was to find when you said maybe a minute or two ago that nothing Trump said in that clip was a lie, right? Which would obviously mean he wasn't lying when he said that they had no clothes on. But now you're attempting to argue that he was lying when he said that they had no clothes on.
Well, when you say no clothes, that define no clothes. Like, did he say they were butt ass naked? I mean, is that what he said?
I mean, when I have no clothes on, I'm naked. What about you?
I've been backstage to beauty pageants.
Okay, wait. Hey, respond to that. When I have no clothes on, I'm naked. What about you?
You obviously have not listened to Howard Stern radio, but anyway.
No, answer my question. When you have no clothes on, are you naked, Lisa?
We can agree to disagree.
You're not answering my question. When you have no clothes on, are you naked?
Well, if I have a bra and panties on, I don't have clothes on. I just have a bra and panties on. So
those would be clothing articles amounting to clothes. You want to be fully.
Have you ever been
you want to be fully clothed. Okay. You want to be fully clothed, but you wouldn't have no clothes on.
Have you ever been backstage to a beauty pageant? Because I have.
Okay, I haven't.
Okay. So anyways, we can agree respectfully. Are you vaping or what?
Nope, it's an anxiety pin, Lisa.
Go figure. So the other thing is, I agree with the immigration. I agree with the SNAP benefits.
Unbelievable.
Go ahead. Unbelievable.
No. Finish telling us what you agree with.
Well, I've worked in a pediatric office as a pediatric nurse. The abuse of the system is rampant.
I actually have a good question, and I'm going to let you continue. But someone in my Discord actually just asked a great question. So you were trying to argue at the end of that last conversation about, Miss Teen USA, Donald Trump's involvement going backstage, that, maybe they had like a bra and panties on. Would it be less upsetting if he was just looking at underage girls in their underwear?
Have you seen females on the beach?
So now you're actually defending.
No, I'm
Donald Trump
I'm a realist.
looking at little girls in their underwear. How the fuck did we get here? What went so fundamentally wrong in this country to get us to this point?
And their chaperone, 950 adults allowed it.
Apparently, according to you, you're the one that's arguing this. So are you saying because so many adults allow the sexual exploitation of minors that you're just going to be another adult that also allows the sexual exploitation of minors? Keep in mind, this was the same woman arguing earlier that trans women shouldn't be able to compete in women's sports because it's unfair to women. But now I guess it's good for little girls to be perved on while they're in their underwear by 63-year-old men that were best friends with Jeffrey Epstein, sending him letters talking about their wonderful secrets together. You can't make this shit up. This is reality. This is America. This should scare the shit out of you. These are the people propping up one of the most rebellious, terrible, unconstitutional, authoritarian, and immoral regimes that have postured themselves as a presidency in modern American history. How did we get here?
Immoral regime, really? Bill Clinton was getting BJs in the Oval Office.
Yeah, and Congress impeached him for that. How's that for you?
Yeah, he wasn't removed.
Yeah. You cheat on a wife in the 90s, you get impeached. You rape a woman, cheat on 3 of your wives, and perv on little girls in 2025, and you get supported. Is that really how you think the world should go, Lisa? Is that what you support?
Okay. Tell you what. Why don't you pull up that video of E. Jean. Let's pull up two of them. One of them, I believe it was, what's his name? Anderson Cooper, where she's talking about, I bet you think grape is sexy. And he immediately cut to commercial. Now, not only that one, but the latest one when, gosh, I can't remember who she was talking to, but you can Google it, pull up your AI. Here's what she said. This is verbatim. They had to make me look fuckable. I looked up some of my previous pictures and they fixed my hair that way to make me look fuckable. Pull it up. Come on, let's play that one.
I'm so sorry. If anyone says that they're trying to fix their hair to look quote unquote fuckable, that doesn't justify them getting raped. What?
Well, here's my problem. Here's my problem.
I'm so like what? Wait, whoa, okay. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Saying that I'm gonna fix my hair so I look fuckable should not be a statement of permitting sexual abuse and rape. And is that insane for me to think? Even if she did say that, so fucking what? We're talking about her being raped.
Okay, so here's my problem with that. And before you say anything else, I was SA'd at 7 years old. 7.
I mean, and I'm incredibly sorry to hear that occurred to you.
By a 50-year-old man. So I find it disgusting that she talks about it that way, for one. The other thing is, well, I can't remember exactly when it happened, but it happened, and we're supposed to just blanket. Okay. Oh, hear me out.
I'm really struggling because I gotta be honest, what you're doing right now is incredibly wrong, right? And let me explain to you precisely.
I don't need you to explain.
Okay, so actually, I'm just gonna go and respond to the first point. You said that she thinks grape is sexy, right?
She asked Anderson Cooper if he thought it was. She told him, I'll bet you think it's sexy.
That's also not true.
Dude, I watched it live.
Yeah, how much money do you want to bet that she didn't say that?
Well, pull it up.
Okay, how much money do you want to bet?
I'm not going to bet you. We're having a debate, I'm not at a casino.
Because you'd lose. I'm going to go ahead and thank a handful of people for their donations, and then we're going to go and hop back into our conversation. I just need a quick breather. First and foremost, Coral, I appreciate you for the $10 super chat, saying Lisa's literally grasping at any and everything to make Trump seem less bad. Yeah, no, for real. As well as Coral, thank you for another $20 as well. Guys, thank you so much. Please show some love to Coral down below in the chat for the $30 on Super Chat, as well as I Am the Lawyer. Thank you so much for the $100 Super Chat on YouTube, Lawyer. That is so incredibly kind of you. Lawyer didn't leave a message, only the love. Thank you so much for your kindness. If you're watching, please show some love to Lawyer down below in the chat for the $100 Super Chat. Thank you so much for your kindness. Seriously, I really, really appreciate it. I would also... What the fuck? Drag the tasty. I'm trying to log into my Venmo to read people off and it's having me do some weird shit. Whoa. That's weird. I'm just going to read them off my phone. Yo, Grace, thank you so much for the $5 over on Venmo. I appreciate you so much for the love. I'm actually going to go ahead and read off Grace's message. Grace says, Lisa, I was also essayed by my mother, and yet still E. Jean Carroll was raped. Being a victim doesn't mean that you get to decide who was it and who wasn't a victim as well. I appreciate you so much for the $5 as well as for your statement there, and I really apologize that happened for you, and I think that you're dead on. As well as Kim, I appreciate you so much for the $20 on Venmo, saying you're national treasure. Well, I appreciate you for that love. Please show some love to Kim down below. As well as DD, thank you so much for the $50 on Venmo, saying lots of love and support from Puerto Rico. Dude, all the love and support in the world to Puerto Rico, man. I went down there for spring break 2 years ago. I had the best time of my goddamn life. Shout out to Puerto Rico. Thank you so much for the $50, DD. As well as Sammy, thank you so much for the $10. I really appreciate you so much for the love. Sammy with the $10 says, even fucking Fox reported in great detail he barged in on naked women. On October 12th, 2016, they have had a headline stating, and I quote, "Former teen beauty queens, Donald Trump barged in on us changing." Yeah, it's crazy that even Fox News will report the truth on this, but Lisa cannot come to terms with it. I'd also like to thank Michael for the $20 on Venmo, saying advice for a millennial who doesn't do social media but wants to make a difference. You're awesome. Be involved in local politics. That is the best way you can make an immediate difference, 110%, and you don't have to be involved in social media to do so. I'd also like to thank you, Avery, for the $12 over on Venmo 30 minutes ago. Appreciate you guys so much for the love. I'd also like to very quickly thank, let's see here real quick, Sadie, thank you so much for the $40 over on PayPal. Let's get 400 Sadie W's in that chat. Sadie said Trump literally bragged about it. Yeah, that we've been trying to tell her that this whole time, even playing the clip, she just can't understand it. I'd also like to thank Athalia. Thank you so much for the $20 over on PayPal. Thank you, Athalia. Show some love to Athalia and Sadie in that chat. And then Caitlin with the 20 Canadian dollars from an ex anxiety pin. Yo, let's go. I actually got to get one soon. So I appreciate you, Caitlin. You're awesome. Show some love to Caitlin down below. And okay, we could get back to the conversation now. Let's go and pick up where we left off. We're talking about how Donald Trump raped E. Jean Carroll, and then instead of like disputing the merits of the court case, disputing the basis of the evidence provided to prove to a unanimous jury of 9 that he did rape E. Jean Carroll, you instead attempted to demonize E. Jean Carroll, not to deny that she was raped, but to rather downplay how wrong it was when she was raped. First and foremost, that is evil. Second of all, that is sick. Third of all, that is barbaric. Fourth of all, that is incredibly anti-woman, incredibly misogynistic. And fifth of all, I just don't understand why you'd be such a warrior for the propping up of grape culture, especially considering the fact that you're a victim yourself. That is just so incredibly sad and something that no one should do. No one should prop up grape culture to this extent. No one should demonize, victims of grape in the way in which you have. It is absolutely terrible. And then finally, just to respond to the merits of your claim that she asked Anderson Cooper in her sit-down interview with him if he thought grape was sexy. That is wrong. What she instead said was, other people think that grape is sexy, which is absolutely true. It is a fact that people do romanticize grape. You could read books on books on books of the romanticization of grape. And she was speaking about it in the context of condemnation, saying that it is not sexy, but rather violent.
Do you know how many people she's accused? Here's my problem. Because you're young. You're what, barely 21, right?
Barely Correct? 21.
All right. If anybody, any person could accuse you, but I don't know when it happened, but it happened. Okay, if they can't tell you when it happened, how are you going to prove that you weren't even there? Because the store that she claims this happened in is a very high-end, commission-based sales force. You're not getting in the damn dressing room without somebody right there asking you if you need a new size.
Okay, well, I mean, I feel like what we could use to prove you wrong is common sense. I mean, I've personally shopped at a lot of like department retail stores where their employees are commission based, such as Dillard's. There's been many times where I've gone to Dillard's and other department stores and shopped and tried things on without like any engagement from employees. Typically, higher end retail stores that are commission based for the employees will understaff employees because their department stores are so large and they'll have like so many individuals that are like interested in shopping there. So in many cases, it could be like incredibly hard.
Do you know the difference between a Dillard's and that store?
Get in contact with somebody that may work there.
Look at the difference between you're comparing that store to Dillard's. Seriously?
I mean, what did the unanimous jury of 9 prove? Did they prove that she was able to get in contact with a sales representative, meaning that she was lying about her story, or did they prove that Donald Trump had raped her? Think about what you're saying here before you speak. I'm operating off of the adjudication of a court, and you're operating off of baseless speculation.
How many men have been falsely accused and been sent to prison and released when they were cleared by DNA? Better question. How many men weren't falsely accused, were taken to court and locked up, right? Right? Because if you know anything, the false accusal rate of grape inside of a court is around 4 to 7%. Right? And that is the false accusation rate prior to the court adjudication.
And back to your claim about DNA, saying how many men have been falsely accused and then later exonerated because they submitted their DNA and it didn't align. Well, E. Jean Carroll attempted to submit the dress that she was raped in to the court, claiming it had Trump's DNA on it. The court proved it had male DNA on it, and then the court asked Donald Trump to provide his DNA to be tested against the DNA on the dress, in which he then refused to do. I wonder why he refused to do it. Is it maybe because it was his DNA on the dress?
Do you have proof? Because my thing is, again, I was SA'd at age 7. It's on record at the sheriff's department. There were charges filed. So for you to come forward, and the other thing is, Trump has been a big figure in New York City for decades. All of this stuff has been quiet until he ran for president and said he was going to drain the swamp. Now, that's one of many things I can say. And furthermore, they had to rewrite laws for her to even bring about this case. But my point again, how do you prove if you can't give the date that it happened? Because I can tell you.
Oh yeah, I even forgot about the fact that you said that she wasn't able to provide the date. Yeah, she provided the year, and there's
the year.
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
Listen, I was sexually abused when I was younger. I don't think I could give you any more information than the year, right? And that thing is going to be true for like a lot of individuals that are sexually abused or raped, because for many individuals, the trauma response is onset where their brain like unconsciously attempts to make them forget about it. Right. And even if that wasn't like a completely natural and normal reaction to like external trauma, it is the case that it can be just difficult to remember things in like precise detail down to like the specific month or date. It wouldn't happen like 20 years ago. You know, like this happened like 5, 6, or 7 years ago to me. And I mean, I couldn't give you any specifics about like the month or day. Right.
Well, I can tell you everything that happened in sordid detail.
Yeah, guess what? I'm not going to invalidate you for that. So why are you going to invalidate me for that?
I'm not going to invalidate you. So
you're not going to invalidate me, but you are going to invalidate E. Jean Carroll. Is it because her rapist was the president and mine wasn't?
Well, he wasn't president when she claims it happened. But my point is,
I think you understood exactly what I meant when I said that.
If the actual date, if she had said when did it happen, he has business records. He might not have even been in this country because he has businesses all over the world. So I just think that, and again, this is civil, not criminal, where the standards are much lower. The standards of proof.
You're literally running like all of the talking points. It is ridiculous. It is so ridiculous.
No, I'm stating how I feel about it.
Did you go to Trump University?
You know that was a real estate college, right?
Yeah,
no, I'm actually
shut down because he defrauded his students, right?
I went to nursing school. Do you think that he was actually running the university?
Well, no, he was obviously very far away from anything to do with education at every point in his life. So you win, I lose on that point. Slam dunk. I'm just kidding. But anyways,
no, you're not. But
listen.
So let's talk about abortion. We can talk about welfare, illegal immigration, the border. Where do you want to go?
Let me thank a handful of people here. Coral, I appreciate you so much for the $10 over on Super Chat. Thank you so much for the love. Please show some love to Coral down below. I'd also like to thank Mo. Thank you for the $20 over on Super Chat. Thank you so much, Mo. Mo says, love your thoughts on everything that is happening in this world. Can I ask what is happening with Trump and him declaring war on U.S. citizens? Go to my third most recent post on TikTok and on Instagram, and you'll find my thoughts on it. As well as Xena. Thank you for the $20 on Super Chat. Xena says, just so you know, Lisa, I was raped at 11 to 12 by my mother's husband. I went to court when I was 13 in foster care. I didn't remember the month or the time of year, but he was still found guilty and was sentenced to life. Xena, I'm so sorry that happened to you, and I'm happy that he is in jail for the rest of his life. And yeah, I just want to let you know, Lisa, when you're attempting to, in bad faith, invalidate the experiences of E. Jean Carroll, not only is that immoral on its own because you're invalidating one victim, but also in the same breath, you're invalidating so many others, like Xena, for instance. I would also like to thank Susan Love for the $20 super chat on YouTube, saying you are amazing. I appreciate you for that love, Susan. And then Stephanie with a $20 super chat as well, saying he refused to provide DNA when asked. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. She had nothing to say about that. She was very quiet about that, right? Also, Jocelyn, thank you for the $5 on Vamos and Wafting. Alice with a 5, Grace with a 5, thank you so much. And then Tyler with a $10 saying, why do we believe one woman about the dressing room, but not one woman about Grape? You know what, Tyler? You make a great point. So Vanessa Hughes, you're going to accept her for her word of mouth. But then E. Jean Carroll, not only are you going to reject her word of mouth, but then you're going to reject it when she proves it in court and gets a unanimous jury of 9 to side with her. Why is that?
Are you talking to me?
Oh, yeah, I'm talking to you. Would you like me to repeat the question?
No, I don't need you to repeat the question. I heard it loud and clear. Because she didn't prove it. There was no actual
Okay,
proof.
now you're saying because she didn't prove it. So in accordance with your standard of proof here, you're saying that an adjudication from a court isn't enough. So therefore, how did Vanessa Hughes prove that what she said was true?
Well, I mean, she came out years ago. She didn't wait till 20, 30 years later.
Wait, so she proved it by saying it? So her word of mouth was sufficient evidence for it to be proven? Why wasn't E. Jean Carroll's word of mouth plus the adjudication?
Because any woman could,
sufficient
because
evidence?
any female could blame any male with zero proof.
So
that's my problem.
But so then
I
you're
have a
saying
son.
that. So then you're saying that word of mouth is zero proof. So then what was Vanessa Hughes's proof? Because now her word of mouth isn't any. It's actually zero proof according to what you just said.
Well, it's critical thinking because I will say again.
Wait, so you're not actually going to describe why you think that Vanessa Hughes' word of mouth was 100% proof enough for you to believe it's definitely true, but then E. Jean Carroll's word of mouth and the civil adjudication of a court of law is no proof at all? Critically think your way to this very unequivocal standard of evidence that you're applying in these two scenarios, Lisa. Let's hear it.
Well, if you'd let me talk, because you obviously like to hear yourself talk, because one part of that I agree with is her statement that our chaperones would have never allowed that to happen. So you want me to believe that 950 chaperones, people are, do you know the definition of a chaperone?
Well, I mean, you're saying that I want you to believe this. No, Trump does. He's the one that admitted to it.
Go listen to some more Howard Stern's smack radio and.
So are you just saying it was like hip in the 90s to like boast about being a P3DO?
He owned the pageant. That's fact.
Come on, respond to what I said there. Was it just a thing in the 90s to like joke about being a P3DO?
You're not going to let me talk.
Was it just kind of like in to like, ah ha ha, I've sexually exploited kids?
So 950 chaperones allowed it to happen. That's what you're saying?
That's what Trump said. Once again, I'm going to repeat myself one last time. Like, according to you, that's what Trump said.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna stand by what I said. I've been in beauty pageants in the dressing rooms. I heard what he said. Of course, I've heard it. You play it over and over. That's your go-to talking point. But it's funny that you don't stand up for the women in the sorority where they had to allow a male join their female sorority and they were uncomfortable. You're okay with the boys being suspended from school because they were not comfortable. I just saw a mom who went to a school board meeting and took off her clothes to prove a point. And they adjourned the meeting. She had a bathing suit on, by the way, but they were uncomfortable. So I have a daughter and I have a son.
Oh, God.
Well, my daughter's a pediatric speech pathologist. My son is a Marine. Oh, God. You know, and I've heard what you've said about things like the safe spaces for illegal substance abuse. I'm against that.
You're against what?
And the safe spaces where you've got I don't know what's TikTok approved, you know.
I just kind of think that you're rambling at this point. Should I move on to the next
Well, I told you I've got pneumonia. I mean, you said you're tired. I'm tired too. The places with fresh needles, syringes being supplied, I totally disagree with that. I'll never be on board with that. I'm not on board with unvetted, massive immigration. That's a mistake.
I have a question.
Okay.
Do you agree with his mass deportation?
I do.
Are you pro-life?
Yes.
So you'd say if like a mother like beat, tortured, and starved the fetus in her uterus, that would be incredibly immoral?
How do you beat, starve? Do you want to elaborate just a little bit more?
Don't worry about the specifics, right?
Oh yeah, let's not use
just like if, right, a pregnant woman like tortured and starved the fetus growing in her uterus. Would you say that is incredibly immoral and inhumane and something that you'd never support, given that you're pro-life?
Yes.
So then why do you support it when Donald Trump is doing it to undocumented immigrants and immigrants such as Abrigo Garcia?
Do you know what he was charged with? He had a deportation order. He was pulled over in Tennessee, trafficking. His wife.
Appreciate you so much for the Night Star.
He is on record. His wife filed charges for him attacking her a couple of times. So that's who you're supporting.
Wait. In what kind of court?
What do you mean? She filed charges against him.
In what kind of court?
Well, if you file charges for abuse, that's generally criminal.
Oh, you're so misinformed. So she actually started the process of a civil protective order in a civil court, and then she terminated the process before it was over. So now you're going to believe a started process inside of a civil court that never had a clear determination made by a jury or a judge as it relates to Abrigo Garcia's wife, apparently. But then when it comes to E. Jean Carroll, when she accuses Donald Trump of rape in a civil court and then gets the jury to agree with her, all of a sudden you don't trust it because it was civil and not criminal. Not to mention that civil protective order was something that she said she made out of great extreme caution due to the fact that she was abused in a prior relationship and had not been abused by him.
She knew he was going to be picked up and deported, but he already had a deportation order.
No, respond to what I just said or I'm going to kick you. Respond to the fact that you're now using, right, the misinterpretation of an unfinished civil case inside of a civil court to argue that you know Abrigo Garcia beat his wife. But then when it comes to a finished civil case that was proven by and agreed to by unanimous jury of 9 as it relates to Donald Trump raping E. Jean Carroll, you dispute it on the basis of it being civil and not criminal. Why don't you do that for the civil protective order that Abrigo Garcia's wife had alleged against him?
Well, because when she initially filed charges, she called the police, which is criminal, to file the charges.
No. She started the process of a civil protective
I read the
order.
police report.
She started the process of a civil protective order inside of a civil court and then dropped it midway through. And then once again, she said that she did so out of an abundance of precaution because they were having, they were having conflict inside of their relationship and she had been domestically abused in a prior relationship. However, she said that he had never abused her.
Okay. Did he have a prior deportation order? Yes or no?
I'm actually not going to respond to your question because I want you to be able to respond to what I just said. And if you can, I'm going to kick you. All right. And then keep in mind, you're attempting to use these facts that are misled, misinformation, and misinterpretations of fact to demonize Abrigo Garcia, to justify him literally being illegally deported to Sica in El Salvador, where he was then beaten, tortured, and starved. Right? You're doing the same thing again. All right. See, this original point was supposed to point out your hypocrisy, right? I asked you if you're pro-life. I asked you if you think it'd be inhumane, bad, and evil for a pregnant woman to starve and torture the fetus growing in her uterus. You said yes. And then I asked you if you support mass deportation. You said yes. So then I asked you why you're a hypocrite, considering the fact that under Trump's mass deportation, he's been illegally deporting, starving, beating, and torturing immigrants such as Abrigo Garcia and Sicat per his own testimony towards the court in Texas, alongside the affirmation from Nayib Bukele to UN saying that the U.S. had oversight, clearance, and control over the detainees from America in CCOT, and you just completely ignored it, right? You didn't address the hypocrisy of you supporting inhumane violence in one scenario, but supposedly not in another. And then instead, you opted to spout misinformation surrounding the civil protective order that Abrigo Garcia's wife had filed against him, then dropped midway through. You ignored that she said he had never beat her, and she filed it out of an abundance of precaution due to a prior relationship that she was in where she was abused. And you are now attempting to pivot and completely move on to something else because you've been got.
No, that's not what I said. I just find it very convenient that I read 2 different reports. So not only once, but twice were reports filed. So now all of a sudden, oh, I was just kidding. Really?
Okay. And now you're going to take like my reiteration of what she said by affirming that, yes, she did file that civil protective suit, but it was out of an abundance of precaution due to the fact that she was abused in a prior relationship. And you're going to attempt to reduce that down to her saying that she was just kidding. So now, right, you are demonizing her by saying that she is a bad person for like retracting a statement that you said that she never said, and lying about the nature of the civil protective suit that she begun filing in the civil court of law against Abrigo Garcia. Literally, your only tactic this whole time has been to just demonize the people that make either Trump look bad or make your support for Trump obviously hypocritical. Like, dude, it is like, honestly, I feel like these are all facts that are downstream of a very hateful person, right?
I think that any person
I think
who
like
files,
it is just so incredibly likely that this is like the way that you carry yourself in like day-to-day life, right? Like if you're willing to come up here, demonize E. Jean Carroll, Abrigo Garcia's wife, all of the people at Miss Teen USA, and everyone else that we've mentioned in association with your arguments on why you support Trump and why I think that you're wrong. Like I could just like totally see you like driving to work, and then somebody, I don't know, cuts you off. And then you give him the finger, you stick your head out the window. You're like, you fucking piece of shit. Like, I just think that's something that you would do. You know, you just really like, you have a lot of hatred in your heart. And I think that this conversation has made that abundantly clear.
I think that any person that files false claims about anyone is a bad person.
Okay. So the only person that's been saying false claims about the nature, actions, statements, so on and so forth of other people this whole time has been you, Lisa. We're actually going to move on to the next guest, though, just because I don't think that conversation was going to go anywhere productive. Hop in that queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump as president. If you're watching and you'd like to support me, you can find my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in my bio. And you could also support me over on Super Chat on YouTube. But let's get that next guest loaded up in here. Hop in that queue if you happen to be an American adult. We're going to get you loaded in. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate you for the love. Let's go to get that next Trump supporter loaded up in here. Go ahead and drop a me with your age down below in that chat if you are an American adult that supports Trump as president. What is up? Are you MAGA?
Hello.
Hey, what's up? Do you support Trump?
Hello.
Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Age?
19.
I don't believe you. I think that you're trolling. Okay. Hey, Chloe, thank you for the $10 over on PayPal. Chloe says, why does Lisa say 950 chaperones as if he's done this to every girl at every pageant? That one girl could have been very lucky, nothing happened, but what about the other pageants that it did? You know, I made that same point in my conversation with Lisa about 10 times, Chloe. She ignored it every time. It was so ridiculous. As well as Danielle, I appreciate you for the $25 on PayPal. Please show some love to Danielle in that chat. Danielle says, I was SA'd from 8 to 10. Sustained trauma ruins your memory. This woman is disgusting. Danielle, I'm really sorry to hear that. I'm really sorry that happened to you, but you're absolutely right. It fucks with your memory, and it honestly, it has a different impact on everyone, right? So to like invalidate the experience of another individual because they didn't have the same one as you is just completely insane. As well as Melanie with the $20. Melanie says she's allegedly a nurse and has this mentality. Oh my God, I hope that she's no longer treating people. Yeah, I hope that she's not practicing either. As well as Lauren with the $15 on PayPal saying, I hope that you enjoyed the concert. It was awesome. I did. And it's all about you with the $10. Thank you so much. What's up? Do you support Trump?
How are you doing? Yes, I mean, I am 17, but if I could vote, I would have voted for Trump in 2024.
Unfortunately, you got to be at least 18 to be on TikTok Live, so I'm going to disconnect you. Let's go to move on to the next guest. We got Jersey Cubano loading up. Tommy, thank you so much for the $15 over on Venmo. I appreciate you so much for the love. Tommy says, I don't know where the like insert trans flag emoji here is. but the women are fine as fuck. I appreciate you for the $15, Tommy. As well as Christine. Oh my God, Christine. Thank you so much for the $100 over on Venmo. Jesus Christ, Christine. That is so incredibly kind of you. Thank you so much for your kindness. Yo, guys, while we're looking to get that next Trump supporter loaded up into the box, please show some love to Christine for the $100 donation on Venmo down below. Christine says, changing minds one at a time. Christine, that's the goal. That's what we're trying to do here. I appreciate you for the $100. That is so incredibly kind of you. Please show some love to Christine in that chat. And we should hopefully have that next Trump supporter loading up into the box right now. We have Jordan connecting as we speak, as well as Jaden. Thank you for the $20 over on Venmo. I appreciate you for your messages there as well. I did just read that. Thank you, Jaden. Show some love to Jaden in that chat for the $20. That is Jadyn. Thank you so much. Seriously, thank you. What's up? Do you support Trump?
No, I just wanted to join to come on and.
Unfortunately, I do have to remove you because not only are you not MAGA, but you also sound possibly underage. So I do got to kick you out.
Whatever.
Reagan was also a joke. Wrong.
No,
Also, Reagan did actually, one good thing Reagan did is mass amnesty for like 3 million undocumented immigrants. So if Reagan is number one on top of Trump, it just means that Trump's immigration policy is bad. But anyways, I'm getting way too ahead of ourselves. Take it away. Why do you support Trump?
Well, in some cases, I would put Trump over Reagan because Reagan would do politically correct, but he was a posh man. You got to give him credit for that. But Donald Trump, he'll cut throat.
Okay, so you support Trump as president because he's cutthroat?
Yeah.
Okay, when you say cutthroat, I say authoritarian, okay? Right? Like, sure, it wasn't politically correct when Donald Trump said it was illegal to criticize him in the media, and that was very cutthroat. But I think that was bad.
But sometimes you need someone to take charge and take authority. That's a good thing.
Are you saying that we need an authoritarian to take authority?
No, that ain't what I said. Listen to what I said. Listen to me.
You're saying that we need an authoritarian to take
That ain't what I said. Listen to what I said.
What'd you say?
I said that we need someone to take charge. That ain't saying I want an authoritarian.
Okay, all right. How's he taking charge in a way that you like?
Well, number one, he's getting these illegals about this country.
Okay, he's doing a mass deportation. What is one way that mass deportation makes our country better?
Less crime, less more housing, more jobs, less traffic, all that.
Okay, less crime, more housing, more jobs. So actually, mass deportation will cause more crime because of its economically destabilizing effects on the country, according to the American Immigration Council. It could reduce your GDP by $2 trillion per year. Plus, it reduces government revenues by over $100 billion per year.
That's a lie.
That's the amount of dollars.
Where you getting that information from? You just coming out of thin air with stuff like that.
No, so I'm getting the figure that it would reduce our GDP by nearly $2 trillion per year from the American Immigration Council, who did a 52-page research study on the matter and concluded that if we were to remove all undocumented immigrants from the country tomorrow, our GDP would go down by $1.1 trillion through $1.7 trillion. And I said that it would reduce government revenues by $100 billion per year directly because of the contributions of undocumented immigrants. And that's a fact. According to the IRS, undocumented immigrants pay $100 billion in taxes per year on the local, state, and federal level.
I don't believe it. Let me ask you something.
Is the IRS lying?
It can sometimes do that.
Why would they lie about the amount of dollars that undocumented immigrants pay in taxes? That's outrageous.
Because again, you got to understand that they're coming from a Democrat administration, so they're going to give you the numbers.
No, bro. Dude, Congress literally reported on the $100 billion per year that undocumented immigrants pay in taxes at the end of January this year under Donald Trump's new administration.
Let me ask you something.
Ask away, bro.
Is it easier to feed more people or less people?
Can I have you repeat that?
Answer the question. Answer the question.
Can you repeat it for me, please?
I said, is it easier to feed more people or less people?
Is it easier to feed more people or less people? Well, if you have the same amount of food, it's going to be easier.
No, that ain't the question. Answer what I told you. Is it easier to feed more people or feed less people?
Well, given that you have the same amount of food in both circumstances.
That ain't what I asked you. Well, answer yes or no.
My friend, we have to assume that you'd have the same amount of supply of food in both circumstances.
No. Well, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
We'd have to assume that we have the same like total supply of food in both circumstances in order to conclude that it's easier to feed less people than more people.
No, the thing is, it's easier to feed less people.
Would it be easier to feed 100 people with 100 pizzas or 10 people with one pizza?
It's easier to feed less people, and that's what I'm saying.
So you think it'd be easier? You think that'd be easier to feed 10 people with one pizza than 100 people with 100 pizzas?
I ain't said none of that. I said it's easier to feed less people.
You're just not looking at the supply side of the economy, all right? Obviously, the point that you're trying to make here is that if we do mass deportation, it's going to be easier to feed everybody because there's less mouths.
It is.
However, you forget that undocumented immigrants are more likely to actively participate in the American labor force.
No, they ain't. They take away. They don't give.
That's also something that the IRS tells us. The IRS also indeed does tell us that undocumented immigrants are more likely to work than natural U.S.-born citizens because more of them are of working age.
Do you know illegal immigrants?
I'm not going to answer that question.
Are you friends with anybody that ain't got no document?
I'm not going to answer that question.
So I'm assuming that you is, but that's okay if you is. Just let them know that this ain't their country, and that they need to go back where they came from before they get deported. They know the thing is, you can stop all this. You can go to your country right now, and you ain't got to get deported. You can go to your country right now, and you don't have to deal with none of that.
Okay. If it's not their country because they committed a misdemeanor getting into the country, then it's not Trump's White House because he committed 34 felonies before he got into the White House.
Now, that don't make no sense, what you just said.
Well, I mean, I think it's pretty clear.
No, it wasn't. That Trump ain't got nothing to do with none of this. What these people did is they came over here illegally, and he's just enforcing the law.
So we should enforce the law?
We should, yeah.
Okay. Would you support a president that didn't enforce the law and like let violent murderers out of jail?
Hold on, what'd you say?
Would you ever support a president that didn't enforce the law and let like violent would-be murderers out of jail?
Depending on what kind of murder.
Like, imagine if somebody like tried to kill a cop and then got locked away for 12 years because of it. Like, if like Biden like pardoned him and called him a patriot, would you ever support Biden again?
No, I don't know the circumstances. There are probably circumstances that make you do something like that.
Well, okay. So there's circumstances that warrant trying to kill cops. But if you commit a misdemeanor coming into America to build a better life for you and your family while also providing
you gotta go.
You gotta go.
You gotta go.
Dude. And I'm gonna assume that like the only reason why you think that it's worse to commit a misdemeanor that is a victimless crime that helps America compared to attempting to kill a police officer is because you know that Donald Trump pardoned 72 people that tried to kill police officers on January 6th.
No, I didn't know that.
Oh, well, he did. Like DJ Rodriguez, who took a stun gun and drove it into Officer Fanone's neck, trying to literally kill him, and then went to jail for 12 years because of it. 4 years into his term, Donald Trump's first day in office, his second time around. He called DJ Rodriguez a patriot and gave him a full presidential pardon. How's that for enforcing the law, my friend?
So you said he murdered someone and he got released?
I tried to murder Officer Fanone.
Well, that ain't the same thing as murder.
Okay. Oh, wow. Trying to murder somebody is not bad, but committing a misdemeanor to build a better life for your family is.
There's an obvious difference between murder and attempted murder. That's what they call it.
But isn't there also a difference between attempted murder and undocumented entry to America?
Well, it's just as bad.
What? Would you rather, like, every undocumented immigrant that came into America under the Biden-Harris administration come into America, right? Like 7 million people. Or would you rather, right, Biden have a border where no one came in, but there's 7 million cases of attempted murder in 4 years?
You got to repeat what you just did. That was too quick.
Okay. So under the Biden-Harris administration, there's like, I don't know, like 7 million undocumented entries. Would you prefer there have been 7 million undocumented entries under Biden-Harris or 7 million attempted cases of murder under Biden-Harris?
I don't want none of it.
Okay, but given that you had to choose one, which one would you choose? I would choose the 7 million cases of undocumented entry. How about you?
No, I wouldn't want none of that. I wouldn't want neither one.
Right, but the question is being asked in the sense if you had to choose.
I wouldn't choose neither one. I'd choose no immigration.
Dude. I just said, given that you have to choose.
What? You know immigration.
You choose the 7 million cases of attempted murder?
That attempted murder, that mean they ain't dying. That mean they still living.
Oh my God, dude.
But they living with the pain.
Do you know how many that is? That'd be 1.75 million cases of attempted murder per day.
That's a lot of lucky people then.
Okay, so 7.5 million
But they could
divided
be dead.
by 300. Okay, so that'd be close to 5,000 cases of attempted murder per
But
day.
they
in America.
alive, but they
you would
living,
you would
they
prefer
breathing.
there to be 5,000 cases of attempted homicide in this country every single day, right? Including giving people heart attacks with stun guns, beating people with metal rods and poles over, right? Undocumented entry. You're insane. You're nuts.
But they alive, that's the thing.
Grandpa, you're nuts.
They alive, that's the thing, and that's okay.
Yeah, undocumented immigrants, right? They didn't kill anyone either, therefore it's okay.
They have, yes, they. Did you just hear about that illegal immigrant that was the superintendent?
What?
Did you hear about the one that's the superintendent?
The Illinois superintendent? I just heard that ICE arrested him for no reason.
That one for no reason. That man ain't had no degree. He was lying about his resume. He was lying about his status, and he was carrying a loaded gun. He was gonna kill someone. Could have been you. Could have been me.
What the does any okay, I think you found me at like this inflection point where I don't know what to say because you're not making any sense.
What sense did I not didn't make? I just told you that an illegal immigrant.
So you responded to what I said by saying that some superintendent might have murdered someone. Like, I'm so sorry, that just wasn't relevant to anything I said.
Yes, it was. We were talking about illegal immigrants, and I was giving you an example of what they done.
Oh, so you're saying that like some undocumented immigrants have like committed violent crimes. I don't think that would have any correlation to the superintendent in Illinois. But what I will say,
Yeah, it would. But that's a valid thing.
are you a natural U.S.-born citizen?
I sure did.
According to PNAS, you're 2.5 times more likely to commit murder than an undocumented immigrant.
But we don't need no extra percentage. We don't need them to be doing nothing but getting out this country.
Well, the thing is, if we do mass deportation, there'll be a total higher amount of nominal crime in this country.
But think about it. We ain't got to deal with these people no more. And then we're going to have less crime, less traffic, more housing, more jobs.
So I just said that we'd have more crime if we did a mass deportation because of the economically destabilizing effects of mass deportation. And then you said, think about it. You're wrong. That's not an argument. And in fact, the first part of your statement there, telling me to think about it, have you thought about anything a day in your life before you open your damn mouth?
All the time.
I don't believe you.
I do. I really do. I'm an intelligent. I'm much smarter than you is.
You're much smarter than you is. How many continents are there?
There's 7 of them.
Can you name them?
I sure can.
Okay, let's hear it.
North America, South America, Europe, Africa, Asia, and Australia, and Antarctica, yeah.
Okay, there you go. There you go. There you go. Let's go. Okay, you got the. Took you a minute. Took you a minute. You got him though. You got him though. No, I'm proud. What's the square root of 9?
The square root of 9. Ain't it 3 or something?
Ah, there you go. All right. All right. All right. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I told you I'm smart.
All right. All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds good. How many branches of government are there?
There's 3 of them.
What are they?
Judicial, legislative, and executive.
Okay, all right. You know your 3 branches of government. Now, last question. Last question. Okay, this one's going to be the good one. What's one policy that Donald Trump has ever passed that helped the average American more than the average billionaire?
mass deportation.
No, because mass deportation doesn't help the average American at all. It hurts them by crashing our GDP, by disincentivizing business investment, by destabilizing our manufacturers, by forcefully removing 8.3 million of their workers and 11 million of their consumers. It does everything I just said, my good friend.
No, it don't.
According to whom?
According to Donald Trump, according to Fox News.
Oh, according to Fox News and Donald Trump, you know, Fox News got sued for $1 billion for lying about the 2020 election. It was so bad they had to legally reclassify themselves as an entertainment company instead of a news station. And Donald Trump lied 30,000 times in his first term. I don't think that your two sources here are as reliable as you'd like them to be.
Well, let me just ask you one more thing before I get up off it, because I know you got people you need to talk to because they're going to school you on some things. But let me ask you something.
Okay, do it.
You ain't got to have no attitude. I was waiting for you.
You said, let me ask you something. Okay.
Yeah. Well, my question was, when the last time you talked to Harry?
When's the last time I talked to Harry?
Because I ain't seen him on here in a long time.
It's been a long time since I've talked to Harry.
Is he doing good?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how he's doing.
Oh, you ain't friends with him? You ain't friends with him no more?
I hope he's doing well. It's been
you ain't friends with him no more. What happened?
Grandpa, you know, I don't know if that conversation is too on topic.
Okay, then. Well, I'll let you have a good night, and I'll talk to you whenever.
You're really nosy, Grandpa.
I surely am.
We're gonna get the next guest up in here. Hop in that queue if you're MAGA. We'll get you connected. We'll get you connected. We'll get you connected. Go ahead, hop in that queue. Go ahead, hop in that queue if you're an American adult that supports Trump. We're gonna get you loaded up in here. Here we go, folks. Let's get that next guest connected right now. We got Ashley connecting to the stream. Dude, I gotta do more of these night streams. These motherfuckers are wild. Yo, Jody, appreciate you for the 15 Australian dollars on Super Chat. Thank you, Jody. Thank you so much. As well as Garrett, I appreciate you for the 10. What's going on, Ashley? You support Trump? I hope you're okay. I have a good one. I think I heard a no there. I'm pretty sure I heard a no there, so we're gonna kick her and move on. Max, thank you for the $10 over in Super Chat. Appreciate you for the love, as well as I'll look into that. Thank you so much, Max. And then Serenity with the $10 saying, "Mom, can you pick me up? I'm scared." In reference to Lisa. Yeah, Lisa was crazy. Susan, thank you for the 25. Hello.
I got tired of taking me to work and me waiting for her to pick me up, so I bought another car just so she can have her own shit.
What's up, Lena? Do you support Trump?
And you make what I make when I was working overtime.
I don't think that he knows he's connected, so we're going to move on. We got Cybertrix loading up. Susan, thank you so much for the $25 on Venmo. Susan with the 25 big one says, "You're doing good work. My daughter follows you, and we all appreciate your takes." Thank you. That's awesome, Susan. Shout out to you and your family. Thank you for the $25. Show some love to Susan down below, as well as Tiffany. Thank you so much for the $50 on Venmo. Holy shit, Tiffany. That is so very kind of you. While we're trying to get this next guest up here, show some love to Tiffany down below. Tiffany with a 50 bomb says, "As a lawyer, there are so many times I want to jump into your conversations to help argue, but you never need me. Keep up all the good work." Thank you, Tiffany. Also, that's really cool that you're a lawyer, man. I have a lot of respect for the work that you got to put into doing that. It's really hard to become a lawyer. Very, very difficult. Thank you for the $50, Tiffany, as well as Katie. Thank you for the $25 saying somebody needs to get their grandpa. And Shannon with the $25 as well, saying thank you for being here. Your parents should be proud. As a mom, I'm proud of you. Thank you so much, Shannon. I appreciate you not just for the $25, but seriously for the kind words as well. Thank you so much. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Yes, sir.
You do? All right, go ahead and take it away. Why the hell do you... Well, actually, before you tell us why you support Trump, can I thank a handful more people?
Yeah, go ahead, my boy.
Phenomenal. Robert, thank you for the $10 big over on Venmo. I appreciate you for that love, Robert. Robert says, "Thank you for your patience with people who can't think to reason." I'm just honestly right now tired and delusional. It's not patience. It is just like being tired as fuck. Just being done with their shit. Cheyenne, thank you so much for the $20 on Venmo. Thank you, Cheyenne. You guys have been so kind today. Cheyenne says, as a mother of 2 girls, you give me hope for the future. This world is so scary. I'm hoping it's going to be less scary when they're adults. And the first thing we need to do to attempt to achieve that goal is to get Trump, the hell, as far away from the American government as possible. Appreciate you for the love. As well as Katrina with a $25 on PayPal saying pennies for the patience and time you're spending on that misguided old man. I appreciate you for that love, Katrina. Show some love to Katrina down below. As well as Johnny, thank you for the $20 as well, saying started my political journey with you and Parker. You're doing an amazing job. Thank you, Johnny. And then Jasmine with the $10 and Matthew with the $10 as well. I really appreciate everyone so much for the love. Thank you, guys. Go ahead and take it away, man. Tell us why you support Trump.
I support Trump because he supports the rich, and I love seeing people strive for their dreams and accomplish them type shit.
Okay. He supports the rich. Does he support the average American?
Nah, I mean, probably not.
So you're saying he supports the minority, right? The top 1%, who's already the best off compared to everyone else, at the expense of making it more difficult for the average American and low-income Americans to strive to achieve their dreams. So why do you only care about the dreams of the top 1% who are already the most fulfilled out of anyone in society, economically speaking, but then you don't care nor support the aspirations for the 99% to achieve their dreams?
It's not that I don't care. I mean, I hope they make it. You know, you gotta give them adversity, you know?
You gotta make it harder on them?
You got to, man.
So then why don't you gotta make it harder on the rich?
I mean, 'cause they already won. Game's over for them. Type shit. You flabbergasted, my boy.
Okay. So are you rich?
Nah, not at all.
So you just want the boot so far in your mouth is all that I'm hearing. Make it harder on me so Bill Gates can buy an extra yacht at the end of the year. Type shit, right?
I like a challenge. Like when you play a video game, you put that shit on easy or hard?
I put it on hard because it's a game. But guess what? Real life isn't a game. It shouldn't be a game. It shouldn't be unnecessarily hard. Right? Right?
Yeah,
like being a single mom of 3 kids, making $35,000 per year is not the equivalent to running up domination on Call of Duty type shit.
I mean, I don't know. It depends if you're up against a squad of 5.
Get out of here.
Like
Get out
a
of
single
here.
mom, probably.
Get out of here type shit. Moving on to the next guest. Hop in that queue, view Sport Shop. We'll get you loaded in. Dude, the people that we have on in the evenings, they're fucking wild, man. There. Yo, Emma, thank you for the $2 on Venmo. I appreciate you for that love, Emma. Thank you so much. As well as Kelly, thank you for the $10 on Venmo saying, Dean, good to see you. I hope you had a blast at your concert last night. Love you, dude. I had so much fun at the concert, you guys. I had so much fun. We'll have to talk about that later. As well as Brianna with the $20 on Venmo saying this old guy's talking about an Iowa superintendent. That situation is super fucked up. Please look into it. I'll take a look. I will. You got it. Thank you guys so much for the love on Venmo. What's up? Do you support Trump? Actually, we don't have anyone connected because they left. Type shit. Okay. Go to put a me with your age down below in the comment section if you are a Trump supporter and you want to come up and talk. I'd also like to quickly thank Matthew with the $10 over on PayPal. Thank you, Matthew. What's up? Do you support Trump? Hello?
Hey.
Hey,
Dean.
What's up? Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right, Brody. All right. Real quick before we hop into our debate, if you're watching and you like what we do here, you would like to support me, you can find my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in my bio on TikTok, as well as in that pin message over on YouTube. If you support me, you could attach a message and I will try to read it off on live. Go ahead. Tell us why you support Trump, Mr. Brody.
Well, hey, man, just before I get into my topic, I'm a little nervous right now. I just wanted to say, got a lot of respect for you and what you do. You're a smart individual. I like you, man.
Well, I appreciate you for your kind words, man.
So my biggest fear for America right now is the ongoing fentanyl crisis. going on in America. And
now I feel bad, dude. Now I feel bad. Yeah, I gotta kick you, my friend. Unfortunately, you can't say the names of any DRUGS on TikTok. Let's go ahead and get that next guess loaded up into the box literally right now. Go ahead and hop in that queue if you're MAGA. We'll get you connected. Brody, I apologize. Unfortunately, just can't say the names of any DRUGS on TikTok. And if you do, I do got to disconnect you. And I feel pretty bad. I feel pretty bad. You know, usually I try to catch it before somebody like says the name of a DRUGS so I could warn them, give them a heads up. But like there's just like no context that I had there to attempt to give them a heads up. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Yo.
Age?
I support myself. I'm the next president.
And your dreams, buddy. Maybe I shouldn't have been so hard. Yes, self-love. Let's go to move on to the next guest. All right. We got Jesse loading up in here. Yo, Kyle, appreciate you for the $10 on PayPal saying type shit. Yo, type shit, Kyle. Appreciate you for the 10. Type shit.
Yo,
all right, what's up?
Up?
Oh, shit. Were you the one that just said the name? You were. Jesse, okay. Wait, no, Jesse was the type shit guy. Okay, I'm getting the guess confused in my head. That wasn't the guy that said the name of the DRUG. That was a type shit guy. Okay. We're going to move on to the next guest. Yeah, I kicked you. I did. Hey, Casey, do you support Trump? Casey!
Hello?
Hey, what's up? Do you support Trump? Are you MAGA?
Yes.
Oh, boo. Why? Why, Casey? Terrible. Terrible. So bad.
Well, I guess, okay, so I did vote for Trump, but I feel like I've been seeing a lot of these lives about people, like, asking, like, why do you still support Trump? And, like, people come up, and I feel like I'm, like, uneducated, like, I'll be, like, quite honest, and especially, like, watching your lives, like, I feel like I've learned a lot.
Oh, sick.
So, I think, like, one of my, I guess, topics on why I feel like, by the way, I'm 22, I didn't say my age.
I saw it in your bio. You're good.
Okay. Is the immigration, and like I know like you're not here to teach, and like if you like have resources that I can like look up, like feel free. But I guess like the illegal immigration part about how like I feel like I don't know. I don't know how to word this. I'm so nervous. Sorry.
It's okay. I get it. Large crowd. Understandable.
So, I feel like we are supporting a lot of like illegal immigrants in the aspect of like giving money, like providing like things like food stamps, things like that. But like I myself as a college student who's only able to work part-time, like I'm 22 years old living at home. I have no way to like move out anytime soon until I'm finished with college in 4 years. And it's like, I don't know. I just feel like, and I feel like us as young, like Americans, like need help with the money.
Yeah.
And
what if like, I don't know, Trump were to give you like $25,000 to help you buy your first house? Would you like that?
I mean, yes, but I feel like that's not realistic.
It's actually a policy that Kamala Harris ran on.
Oh, okay.
So it's funny because you're like, wow, you know, I really wish us young Americans had help. And then I give you like an example of something that would be so helpful. Your gut reaction is like, that would never happen because of how helpful it is. That's something that the Dems ran on in the last election type shit, right? So now we understand maybe one reason why, you know, Donald Trump is a bad president, and another option like Kamala Harris would have been much better.
Yes, that's a good point, actually.
Yeah. Do you have like any other reasons why you support Trump? I'd love to hear one.
I guess that was like kind of the main thing. I didn't even know about that. I like just recently started getting into politics and like kind of starting to educate myself on it. So like I don't know like a ton. I guess like another factor that like maybe doesn't have to do exactly with Trump is like about like the transgender like restroom policies, whatever, that whole aspect. It's just all very confusing to me.
You know what?
Sorry, am I freezing?
So I feel like if you could admit that like you are confused with understanding, right, what it means to be trans, right, and trans individuals, right, that is actually a step in a better direction than like 99% of the people that I talk to, right? Because most don't admit like confusion or lack of understanding, and rather say they understand it all and these people are insane, right? So actually, I'm proud of you. What I would recommend for you to do is, if you are interested in learning more, is to research gender as it would exist as a social construct, what a trans person means when they say their gender identity is out of alignment with their sex and or phenotypical sex traits, and how we can understand gender as something that isn't necessarily and completely derivative of your biological sex. But I mean, yeah, I think that'd maybe be a good place for you to go do some research. There's a bunch of great creators on the app that, you know, talk about that every day. Now, if you don't have any other reasons why you support Trump, I'm going to go to move on to the next guest, but keep your mind open and keep learning. I think that's pretty great.
Feel free. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you have a good one. But listen, man, I could appreciate that stance of just like being confused and wanting to learn more, right? Because typically when people are confused and want to learn more, they end up, you know, well off and intelligent and beneficial for society, because they are attempting to understand reality in an objective way. And Michaela, do you support Trump?
Yes, I do. I am a Trump supporter.
Age, please.
I'm 18.
What year were you born in?
2007.
What month?
April.
Okay, you better not be lying to me. Are you lying to me?
No, I'm not, I swear.
Okay, all right, sounds good. Let me go and thank a couple people here. Jesse, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo, saying, I'm loving the late night live today. You know what? Me too. I actually like this. It's definitely a lot different than most lives that we do. We got some crazy people coming on here late at night. Thank you for the 10, Jesse. As well as Chris with the $5 saying, keep the voice loud. I appreciate you and your rational arguments. Thank you, Chris. Then Josh with the $5 as well. And Justice with the $20 saying, I feel I'm spiraling into a dystopian nightmare that is in fact a reality. So I watch your videos to remind myself I'm not the only one seeing this madness. Yeah, reality's mad, but don't worry, millions of people understand that. I appreciate you so much for the love. Thank you, Justice. As well as thank you for the $10 in Venmo. Porter with the $5 saying it was good to see it, the Backseat Lovers. It's good to know you're on the good side of music too. Yeah, man, Porter, if I met you last night, I was good to see you as well. I loved interacting with and meeting every person I did. I hope you enjoyed the concert just as much as I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. They performed wonderfully. Go ahead and take it away. Tell us why you support Trump.
So I support Trump because I believe that abortion is murder and that should not be legal. Also, I think that the immigration policies, he is doing a great
Everyone in the chat is saying that you're lying about your age. What reason do you in the chat have? Because I will say, right, like, there's literally like nothing. So I wouldn't say that we have like any definitive reason to believe that she's lying. I could actually, I'll take a step though. Image search. What I could do is I could reverse search your profile pic. Like this is just like a LARP or a troll account. Yeah, it is. That's not you in your profile picture. Why are you lying? She literally that one's really funny. That one's really funny. She literally got that profile picture, rare aesthetic, catfishing people with these girls that you found on Pinterest. In the first picture, the video, it was her profile. I gotta show you guys this real quick because I'm not like trolling either. Give me a second. This will take me like 3 seconds. In the meantime, make sure that we're double tapping on that screen over on TikTok. I will. Okay, yeah. Let me load this up real quick. Yeah, this is the first and only thing that it led back to. This TikTok right here. That's really funny. Yeah, look at that. That was her profile picture. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get that next Trump supporter loaded up in here. Hop into that queue. If you are MAGA, we'll get you connected and loaded up for a dialogue. If you want to support me, you can find my Venmo and my PayPal. Bring you up here and have a discussion. Let's go to get that next guest loaded in right now. If you are MAGA and you'd like to come up and debate me, just let me know down below in the chat. Right now we have Brody loading into the stream. Hey yo, Liz Mar, thank you so much for the $20 over on Super Chat. Liz Mar with the $20 says, found you through Adam Mockler. I'm willing to bet Lisa, the nurse, was born and raised in 100 miles of the Appalachian Trail. Cool. Love how Gen Zs are killing it. Gen X here, love you guys. Well, I appreciate you for the $20, Liz. However, talking about like 100 miles of the Appalachian Trail, I don't know. I feel like society really stigmatizes people like from Appalachia and the Appalachian Trails like being unintelligent. You know, like some of my family is was born and raised off of the Appalachian Trail, and they are like incredibly intelligent blue liberals that I love very.
So actually, I did in the past, but I just wanted to come on here and say that I'm really realizing what's going on now and everything that you're doing, and hopefully everyone else comes around too.
Oh, well, dude, that's awesome, Brody. I'm really happy to hear that your mind has changed. W's for you. Show some love to Brody section. And I'm really happy that you're now on the right side of history. Let's go to move on to the next guest. Here we go, folks. Hop in that box if you happen to support Trump as president. Then also about Adam Mockler. Dude, that guy's been killing it recently. Adam Mockler is is killing it, man, with everything that he does. He's so focused and in the zone of just shitting on Trump as much as possible. And I gotta respect him for that.
Yo,
what's up? Do you support Trump?
So yeah, I did. So I would have told you. If I was talking to you about 2 months ago, I would have told you that I supported Trump.
You don't anymore?
I don't. But what you finna ask me if I support Trump?
Let's fucking go, bro. Listen, we're only looking to talk to MAGA, but quickly before I move on. Good for you, bro. I'm proud of you, Zay. I'm fucking proud of you, man. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Zay. Show some love to Zay, too. Oh my god, dude, I just hearing especially from like young dudes who supported Trump but don't anymore. They got like the worst echo ever. You know, like I really appreciate hearing from them. I think that's cool. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up in here. Connected. We got Amelia loading up. What's up, Amelia? Do you support Trump? Amelia's not here. Amelia is banned. Okay, guys, right now we have over 13,000 people in the supporters in here, or did we just like debate them all and there's none left and now they're extinct? We have single-handedly defeated MAGA. Single-handedly defeated them all. Quite frankly, they're gone. They're so bigly gone. All gone. None left. What's up? Do you support Trump? No, I'm losing my mind. I thought somebody was connected to the live. There wasn't anyone. Fucking hell, dude. Well, I might need to go to bed soon. What are we at? We're almost in a stream for 2 hours. We're almost at 3. Honestly, let's keep it going. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling fucking dandy, folks. Lena, thank you for the $7. Saying, hey, Dean, huge fan. I love the late night live. You're so awesome. Thank you, Lena. Shout out to Lena down below. What's up, Brittany? Brittany, hello. Are you here? Nope. Brittany's gone. Guys, you know what? I'm happy. I'm happy that I pulled myself out of bed for this. I was taking a nap. I was napping. I was tired. I thought I was clocked out for the night. I woke myself up. I put water on my face for like 10 minutes just trying to wake myself up and make myself look not as dead, you know, so I could do a live. You know, it was a struggle, but we got there. And all right, Jesse's not connecting. Moving on. Yo, Chetna, thank you so much for the $5 on PayPal. Appreciate you for the love, Chetna. Chetna says, thank you for keeping me company while I walk my dog. Hell yeah. Now, these streams are super fun to listen to in the background. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go. What's up? Do you support Trump? Griffin, why? Actually, how do you?
18.
What year were you born in? You don't sound 18.
2020.
2020.
Just kidding. Like.
That was a very well-spoken 4-year-old. Oscar, thank you for the $11.
Hello.
It was so loud you could hear it echo in the background. Hi, how old are you?
I know I'm playing basketball right now.
Hold on. Well,
I'm in a.
okay. Is debating the best use of your time when you're in the middle of a basketball match?
Absolutely.
Okay, Bill.
100%.
Appreciate you for that diamond gun. So, do you support Trump?
Oh yeah.
This is so chaotic. Okay, why do you support Trump?
It is very chaotic. There's many reasons, but I've been watching your live and I love listening to both sides of everything. I love, especially you because you're so open-minded and like, I don't know, I really appreciate your view on everything. But the only thing that I want to know is why do you, like, I feel like sometimes you reflect and kind of go the other way when people try to ask you questions.
Well, I'd say like the one scenario where there will be like questions that a guest asks that I don't answer is when the guest asking like multiple questions at once. You know, like inevitably, right, it would just be impossible to have like a linear dialogue where like I am understanding, the guest is understanding everything that I'm saying, right? So if like they're throwing like multiple questions at me, I'll just like hone in on one with the intention of eventually getting around to the others. Just ends up going in another direction.
Okay, I respect that. So, can you tell me why you do not support Trump?
Oh, Bill! Holy shit! Thank you for the leopard, bro. Dear God, Bill, you're popular. Just love to Bill down below for the leopard, as well as Moana. I'm gonna call you M. M, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo. I appreciate you for the love. I was gonna butcher your name, so I'm just gonna call you M. I do apologize. Thank you, as well as for Trump. I just want to let you know that watching your live and listening to you, I've learned so much, and I regret my vote. M, welcome to the right side of history, my friend. One of us. Appreciate you for the 10, as well as Caitlin with a 5. And then Keaton, thank you for the $10, saying keep it up, Dean. Civil debate matters so much, and you somehow make it entertaining. God, I got to make the conversations a little bit entertaining, so I'm not just like dreading talking to Trump supporters for 4 hours a day. I make them fun, as well as Deirdre. Thank you so much. Chetna with a 5, Lena with a 7, and Ben with a 1. Anyways, back to you. Are you still here, or have you left? By the way, I cannot hear you when you're on pause talk.
Oh no, I'm still here.
So anyways, I have about a billion reasons why I do not support Trump as president. Bill, thank you for the work hard, play harder. There's so much noise. Thank you, Bill. So, in asking me why I don't support Trump, would you like to give, would you like a long reason why, a page long reason why, a doctoral thesis long reason why? Like, how long do you want me to speak for?
Honestly, whatever your heart desires. I just really want to know like your viewpoint. I think it's interesting. A lot of people that are super far left and there's a lot of people that are super far right. And I think it's important to yourself on both sides. So I'm just curious as to why you support just like the right supports. I just want to know what your view.
Okay, yeah, I'll just try to.
And why you feel strongly about.
I'll try to reduce it down into something simple. I very strongly hate, and I'm going to use that word, hate Trump, for 3 main categories. Sucks. I think his domestic policy sucks, and I think his foreign policy sucks. Okay? His character is deplorable. Adjudicated rapist, boasts about perving on kids, incredibly racist in his past. We could go into the specific reasons why and how so if you want me to. Incredibly misogynistic, complete womanizer, incessant liar, incredibly narcissistic, just POS, right? And if you want me to be more specific than that, feel free to ask. I'm just trying to give you that high level overview. And then about his policy, I mean, I just think he's a wannabe authoritarian. He doesn't care about the Constitution. He's violated the 1st, 2nd, 14th, and 22nd Amendment in the last 8 months. His policy is so expensive. He's already spent $5 trillion last 8 months. He's done a redistribution of wealth from the poor to the rich. I think that's bad for the economy as well as incredibly immoral. Also taking healthcare away from 10 million low-income Americans and food stamps away from 3 million low-income Americans, which I think is disgusting. Not to mention his policy related to abortion. He thinks that it should be left up to the states. I think that's a human rights violation. I think that women and girls' access to abortion should be federally protected, and I think that's today. So another thing that I really vehemently disagree with him on. So on and so forth. And I mean, I could speak for all day. Maybe we'll just start there. Like, I think that when I do speak with no end, insofar as why I don't like Trump, I usually end up going for around 15 minutes.
Okay. I appreciate your opinion. We are all entitled to our own opinions, obviously. My friend here, and he's also, but he wants to say something.
Oh no. You're lagging really bad, Talia.
No, it's fine. No, we literally love it.
Oh no,
we are just trying to get educated on both sides.
I said that you're lagging.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, well, you're not lagging anymore. Do you have a reason why you support Trump? I'd like to debate.
Yeah, we support Trump. One of it, maybe, is something that we believe in. I don't. I know you believe in mass amnesty, but I think there has to be strict regulation. It's how, yeah.
I'm gonna have to cut you off there. The reason I gotta cut you off is because you guys are very laggy. I would love to talk to you both. If you want to re-request when maybe you're at home and you see me on live, you have a more stable internet connection, feel free. But unfortunately, I am gonna have to remove you at this point. And I hope that doesn't come off as disrespectful. Like, seriously, I would love to talk to you guys. It just is the case that, like, the lag was way too bad. Yes, guys, go to put your age with a me down below in that comment section if you're a Trump supporter. And you'd like to come up and have a conversation. While we're getting that next guest loaded up. Brayden, thank you so much for the $20 donation on Venmo. And Bill with another work hard, play harder. Thank you so much, Bill. Brayden with a $20 on Venmo says, please read. Been watching you forever. You are awesome. You have no idea how much I greatly appreciate your knowledge and willingness to elaborate on your views. Thank you, Brayden. That's awesome, man. Huge shout out to you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Brayden. What's up, William? Do you support Trump?
I support some things that he put out there on the media.
Okay, curious. And I'm curious about one thing. And knowing everything that you do now, if you were teleported back to November, who'd you vote for?
I probably wouldn't vote at all. All this would have happened under either party.
Okay, well that's wrong.
How is that wrong? How is that wrong?
Kamala Harris.
How's that wrong, though?
I'm trying to explain to you right now, William. If Kamala Harris was elected, then the big beautiful bill wouldn't have been passed. So 10 million people wouldn't have lost health care. 3 million people. I'm actually still explaining it to you. Do you have a little bit of patience?
Yeah.
Thank you, William. Let's try really hard to have patience. I'll do the same. If Kamala Harris was elected, the big beautiful bill wouldn't have been passed, meaning that 10 million people wouldn't have lost health and food stamps, and $4.5 trillion wouldn't have been added to our debt. If Kamala Harris was elected, we would have seen a continuance of macroeconomic trends from the last year Biden's president, meaning that.
Okay, can I cut you off real quick?
No, meaning that we wouldn't.
Yeah, no, you was able to cut. You was able to cut off the other guests, so we should be able to do the same.
Well, I mean, I just told you, if you have patience. Okay.
And I'm just
hey, William, why are you acting like a man-child? Why are you sucking in a binky like a 3-year-old? You're like 30.
Who lost all their food
for
stamps?
you.
Who lost all their food stamps? Who lost all their health insurance?
3 million low-income Americans lost access to food stamps because he federally defunded it by 150. Projections from both the Congressional Budget Office, which is run by Republicans, as well as similar projections that have entailed the same outcomes from the CBPP, which would be the Center of Budget and Policy Priorities.
What the regulations was to lose your food stamps or health insurance?
Yo, Bill! Oh my God! Thank you so much for the dragon flame! Oh my dude! Bill, you're going fucking crazy. Post some love to Bill in that comment section because these gifts are like fucking huge. Thank you for the dragon flame, my man. That is crazy. Thank you, Bill. Seriously?
What was the stipulations on losing health insurance or SNAP?
Okay. I was in the thanking Bill for the dragon flame. Okay, William. I'll go ahead and answer your question though. So people that are losing food stamps are losing it just because of the cuts in funding. However, they did slightly change the stipulations. So if you're like 55 to 60, you now. But that doesn't account for like all 3 million people that are losing them. And then for healthcare, people are losing access to Medicaid because of the introduction of a work with, alongside of just generally defunding it by $900 billion, increasing the premiums by 75% for everybody that is still on it, kicking many people off, simply makes it unaffordable.
Yes, all this was switched for a short period of time when Doge took over and found all the corruption in the system. And then after they did all that, yes, I'm not gonna lie, food stamps, health insurance, even gas and everything was shit in the beginning when Doge was taking over, because all that stuff was technically shut down.
No.
So the inflation did go up.
None of these things had anything to do with Doge. This
is all that had to do with it.
Wrong.
How? Where's the facts?
The facts are that I've already given you from the CBPP and the CBO. These are the outcomes. These are the outcomes.
How is Doge not involved in it?
Because these are the outcomes. These are the outcomes from the big beautiful bill being passed by Congress.
Yeah, but why is everything down? Why is everything down right now then? If it was all up, why is it all down right now?
Can you be more specific?
Insurance is down. SNAP's down.
When you say down, what?
The prices.
Insurance costs less today? That's not true.
Yeah, my insurance costs less. That's crazy.
Are you in Medicaid?
Because I get paid, and my insurance comes out every paycheck.
Are you
every week?
Okay, so you have private insurance. I'm talking.
Oh. Blue Cross, Blue Shield, it goes everywhere, and Medicaid. Medicaid.
Well, remember,
and my
I was talking about cuts to Medicaid.
Yeah. Okay. My grandma is a retired. She works at she worked at the hospital, and why is her insurance down? Her insurance went down. What was it? It was like one something, and then it went down like 30 or like 40 some dollars.
Wait, your grandma, and you said that she works at a hospital. How much money does she make?
She worked at a hospital. I said she was retired.
Well, then she's on Medicare, not Medicaid.
Okay. And the stipulations on Medicaid was if you are able-bodied, you can work. It was all about not paying for people off the government, like Section 8 housing and all that other stuff.
Section 8 housing isn't Medicaid, you delusional, uneducated person.
No, but it's the same spectrum. Since y'all think the spectrum is so widely out there.
So I don't think
same spectrum.
So I disagree. I disagree with a work requirement on Medicaid. Can I tell you why?
Why?
Because I don't think you should have to be working in order to have access to essential, a public social safety nets that save lives and makes.
No,
Do you think that you should have to be working
nobody.
in order to access the essential social safety net that saves lives and makes society as a whole better off of like calling the police department?
Can you
Do you think that you should have to be working in order to have the legal right to call 911, since 911 is a public social safety net funded for by tax dollars?
No, why?
All right, I agree that you shouldn't have to be working, but why?
You don't have to work to call 911.
I'm asking you why you don't think you should have to work in order to call 911. Could you clarify in your reasons?
That's the law. Like, you got to have some sort of right and wrong in between, or else you would have all chaos.
Okay, so you're saying that society as a whole would be worse off if like you didn't have like free and total access to 911 for every American. Well, I think that society as a whole would be worse off. More people would die. Lifespans would be shorter. Free access to Medicaid to every low-income American. You need healthcare to live.
No, you don't.
In so many ways, you absolutely.
When was the last time you went to the hospital?
Unfortunately, you're asking the wrong person this question.
Okay. Why'd you go to the hospital?
Bill, thank you so much for Oh, thank you so much for the dragon flame. I really appreciate you for the love. Thank you so much.
Last time I've been to a hospital was probably 3 or 4 years.
Okay, I have a question. When is the last time that you run out of food? You run out of food?
Never.
Okay, does this mean that there's no one outside of yourself that runs?
Yeah, but what does that have to do with anything? That's not my fault. That's not my problem. That's not my problem.
Well, what's relevant is the fact that you're telling us that healthcare doesn't save lives because you don't think it's your life, right? But now I'm giving you an analogy.
No, healthcare is a scam.
That your own issues are not
Healthcare
the
is a scam.
issue, are not the issues of everyone, right? And this analogy was made. Clear by the fact that you told us that you've never been on the brink of starvation, but that doesn't change the fact that anecdotal experiences don't speak for those
But
others.
when I was growing up, I grew up in a drug use household where I would go to school. I would walk to school and I would have to not go to school because I would have to come back home and watch my mom through a window. I didn't grow up. I didn't grow up.
Been there
in
too,
the
man. I know how that
aspect-
feels. I know how that feels. Yeah, that's bad. Been there too. What does this have to do with our conversation?
But you just try to say, "Oh, you never went without." Recently, no, I never went without food, but I've went without food before.
Bro, I made that statement. I asked you, have you ever been on the brink of starvation? And you said never. Like, I was operating off of the information that you gave me. Like, I wasn't assuming, right, your status in, like, growing up. I literally asked you first, and you said never. Never. So you can't put that one on me.
Well, that on my answer, it was a little bit. No, because I.
Okay, listen.
That's why I thought you.
The point is that low-income Americans having access to Medicaid lives, right? That's a fact. That's why every low-income American should have it. It's a very simple argument.
Yeah, and everybody can have it. You just got to follow some stipulations.
Okay. Well, now I remember when I asked you if you think that everyone should have access to calling 911, and you said yes. Well, what if like a Republican that's even further right than you came to you and they're like,
What
yeah,
does
I
that have
also
to do with anything?
It's called an analogy, William.
What
I'd
does
love
a
to be able to
Republican
speak.
have to do with anything with being able to call 911? Like, what are you trying to get to?
Well, I'm trying to
We're
explain
beating
it
around
to
the bush
you. You're right now. You're interrupting the explanation. Can I finish speaking?
We've been running around, and you can't come out with a straight. It's just got to be.
Well, I can give you a
around.
straight answer. It's just going to be longer than 3 words. William.
You can't have stipulations to receive certain care.
You're right. I can't explain that in 3. Words. I'm going to need more.
Okay, well then explain it. Right? Other stuff. If a Republican came out to me, it doesn't matter. That Republican could have no health insurance.
You're so lost. William, is it bedtime?
No, I'm just trying to make you understand. You're not making any sense, and you're not getting questions with other things.
I'll make it clear.
Yes.
So my argument was simple.
I'm pretty sure all these people would like to know too, because all you've been doing is just beating around the bush.
My argument was simple. Access to Medicaid, because Medicaid saves lives. It makes society as a whole better off. You responded to that by saying, well, they all can, they just have to work. Okay. Well, then I wrapped in. William, why are you interrupting me?
Because you just said people had to work. You don't have to work. But if you are able-bodied...
Sleepy while I'm kicking you. Let's do the next guess. I'm not going to be cortisol maxing tonight. It's midnight over here, folks. I'm not going to be doing the cortisol maxing. If you're watching and you like what you see and you'd like to support me, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio. I get 100% of all the proceeds on those platforms. You could even attach your name in a message that I could read off on live. In fact, I'm going to get that, quite frankly. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Well, I was hoping to come up here and piggyback off of the last contestant or panelist, because I had a question for you, and I'm genuinely wondering what others should do in my situation regarding healthcare. As far as my political affiliation, I'm not a political person. I can't say that I have enough knowledge in politics to say yes, I support or don't support any politician.
Okay, well, listen, we are just looking to talk to individuals And if you want more knowledge about politics, I would highly recommend tuning into the live. I think that's awesome that you're here and that you should hear me out for what I have to say. But let's go to get that next guest, Megan, up here. Hey, Gabe, the $100 over on Super Chat. I appreciate you for that love, Gabe. Dude, let's get a 1,000 Gabe numbers down in the chat. As well, show some even more love to Bill for the goddamn future whale fucking shitty thing. Not shitty thing, whatever that was. Appreciate you for the love, Bill. Love, Bill. Dude, those gifts are so fun. They're very fun. I appreciate that. Once again, Gabe with a $100 super chat. Gabe says, huge fan challenge. Name 3 positive things about Trump. One positive thing in some contexts about him would be to try to frame things to make himself look good and to double down on the other things that he said, and how I think that actually makes him look really bad. His ego didn't allow him to say that it was wrong when he suggested that he wanted state-controlled media, so he just doubled down on it instead, and I think that woke a lot of Americans up. I think I'm just gonna have to leave it at that. Appreciate you for the love. Thank you so much. Show some love to Gabe down below. As well as Robert, I appreciate you so much. $20 on YouTube saying, I'm sure my dad can beat cancer without the doctors. What are we thinking? Maybe that was in like context to some conversation. But if you're saying that you think your dad can beat cancer without doctors, like possible to like beat cancer without doctors, but don't ever like hinge your father's life on that possibility. You know, like for instance, I'll give you an anecdote. Prostate cancer, and he pursued Eastern medicine because he didn't like the idea of modern medicine, and I don't know, maybe it just somehow naturally went into remission with things that I can't describe how it works, right? That is a fact. But and when my grandpa developed prostate cancer, his first thought was to do the same thing that my great uncle had done, and it actually just made it worse because 99 out of 100 times, right, that doesn't work, right? Trust modern medicine, go to the doctor, they are there to, and promoting the idea that we shouldn't be reliant on modern medicine when we should is not just anti-intellectualist, but it promotes a lot of harm. Anyways, what's up? Do you support Trump? Now Robert's saying in the chat, that's not what I meant. I apologize. But anyways, there's my thoughts. What's up? Do you support Trump? Nope, Caleb's not here. We're going to move on to the next guest right now. Yo, Karen, thank you for the $25 on Venmo. Karen says, I love watching you. Keep doing what you're doing. This is my first donation. Thank you, Karen. Thank you so much. Is Ramble with the $20 on Venmo saying, fun fact, TikTok hurts my ADHD. Thank you for streaming on YouTube. Thank you for the $20. And yeah, we always got that dual stream on YouTube. It's nice. It's nice over there. It's a little bit more clean. The display doesn't have a lot on it. So if you want to get rid of the distractions, YouTube is the place to be. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
How old are you?
25.
Cool, man. Let's go ahead and have a debate. Before we do, let me think. Ava with the $5 on Venmo saying, get pushed, as well as some other kind of words. Thank you, Ava. Then Thomas with the $5 as well. Thank you, Thomas. Happy birthday, by the way. Happy birthday, Thomas. Becca, thank you for that. Abigail, thank you so much for the $10 over on PayPal. Thank you so much. Abigail with the $10 says, love you, Dean. Please come to the UK and debate politics here. Actually, I was scheduled to be out in the UK in November. I might still do that. I don't know. As well as Karsten, thank you for the PayPal, and Lauren, thank you for the 12, and Keaton with the 10. Thank you guys so much for the love. If you're watching, you want to support me, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio. Go ahead and take it away. Tell us why you support Trump, man.
Look at it.
The stocks are up. Stocks are at an all-time high.
Yeah, stocks tend to do that every year.
Unbelievably, employment. The employment is up. Gas is going down.
Actually, no. According to revised reports, we've lost jobs for the last 2 months. Like, jobs are actually shitter.
From CNN?
No, CNN doesn't do studies and reports on the economy. To my knowledge.
Well, look, I'm gonna tell you what I'm seeing. Let me tell you what I'm seeing in my city, buddy. Gas is low. Groceries are eggs are low. Remember, you guys were complaining about eggs. Eggs are low.
According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the price of groceries has gone up on average in the country.
Immigrants, we're getting the dangerous immigrants out. This is what I voted for.
When you say dangerous immigrant, what do you mean?
The ones that are committing crimes. We're going to the cities. We're cleaning up Portland. We're going to clean up Chicago. We're cleaning up Washington, D.C., which is a terrible city.
Bill, thank you so much for the Vikings hammer. Appreciate you for the love, Bill. Bill's still showing up at Shutout. Bill, you're crazy, dude. Thank you for all the love. Seriously, continue to show some love to Bill. The GOAT. Okay, right. As you said that he's deporting dangerous immigrants to mean undocumented immigrants with like prior violent or like non-violent criminal offenses. Well, it is the case that they're actually deporting undocumented immigrants with prior criminal and violent criminal offenses at lower levels than the Biden-Harris administration. And there should be expected scope of the deportations under Biden and Harris were just those with prior criminal slash violent criminal offenses. Meanwhile, under Trump, it is everyone. And my source for this is not MSNBC, it's actually Donald Trump's Homeland Security. You could go to ice.gov/statistics, isolate for monthly arrests and deportations for those arrests made of undocumented immigrants with prior violent criminal offenses. And you will see that so far under the Trump administration, month by month, the Biden-Harris administration has beat them.
But let me ask you something, man.
You just respond to what I said.
Yeah, so like I said, everything that Trump doing, I don't agree with. But why did you cry when about Charlie Kirk? I'm a troll, but why you're pussy? This is what Democrats don't need in this country. I voted for Democrats. I was joking the whole time, but why did you cry?
Okay.
Stop.
Well, if I tell you,
stop being a soft Democrat.
If I tell you, like we've and in videos on my YouTube, I feel like your response will be to ignore me and then just to repeat yourself. I don't feel like you are going to allow yourself to be wrong on this point, because we've already talked so much about this. I've already gone over this in like so many different ways on so many different occasions, and you're still like dead set in this train of thought. I don't think you'd be willing to change your mind. But if you're curious, I'll still tell you nonetheless. I didn't cry because Charlie Kirk died. I cried because of how Charlie Kirk died. I was fucking scared shitless, considering the fact that it might be me in the future, right? And this is something that I've spoken about at length on the stream before. In fact, I dedicated to specifically discussing this. It's publicly available on YouTube. It's 30 minutes long. Feel free to go check it out. And honestly, I feel like your position is losing position in this matter.
No, I just think we all Democrats. We need to, have them same energy as they doing to us. Because Charlie Kirk wanted to cry out of you, but he probably would have, at the most, made a Twitter post.
Yeah, Charlie Kirk being an apathetic bad person doesn't change the fact that I'm incredibly sensitized to gore and scared because that could have been me, right? Like Charlie Kirk's apathy doesn't change those facts. So I don't understand why you're presenting this information to me in a manner where I should hinge my response to things off of another bad man's apathy.
I guess, man, just do better. Have a blessed day.
Well, you're telling me to, of course, you left. You're telling me to do better, right? Like on that specific point, I don't think that there was like anything wrong. I don't think that there is anything wrong on that specific tier because I'm sensitive to gore and being scared shitless of the idea that it could have been me. You know, on that specific point, I don't think I did anything wrong there. You know, let's go to get that. Let's go to get that next guest loaded into the queue. Hop in that box if you happen to be a Trump supporter. And honestly, him like leaving like that kind of proves my point. And what did I say before I made my point? We've already gone over that so many different times. I've been incredibly clear with my reasons there. So I don't think I'd be able to change his mind. I think I was right. All right, let's go and get that next guest loaded up. Hop in that queue if you support Trump. We'll get you loaded up. We have our next guest connecting. We got Garrison loading up right now. What's up? Do you support Trump?
I do. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Okay. All right. Give me a second. Dude. Alyssa. Oh my God. Alyssa, thank you so much for the 150 super chat on YouTube. Holy fuck. Alyssa with $150 super chat says, love watching your lives. It's my first time donating. Thank you for common sense. Alyssa, I am so happy that you enjoy the live streams. I appreciate your generosity. Like seriously, Alyssa, that is so incredibly kind of you. Please, chat, show some love to Alyssa down below right now for the $150. Well, show some love to fucking Bill, okay? Right? I just wanted to repeat that. Bill, if you're still, appreciate you for all the love. And Alyssa, thank you so much too. Show some love to Alyssa down below. As well as Jeffrey with a $25 over on Venmo. Much for the love. Jeffrey says, I'm that white cisgendered queer boomer that chimes in because I appreciate your alliance. I have stage 4 cancer that is in 6 years remission without healthcare. I would have died during a 19-day post-op coma, costing $750,000. Thank goodness I have Medicare. Jeffrey, I'm really happy that you're still with us today, and I'm happy to hear that your cancer is in remission, and I hope it stays in remission. And the best of luck to you in your future, my friend. Thank you for the $25. Sally, thank you for the $40 on Venmo, and keep doing what you do best. Thank you so much. Show some love to Araceli. That is so very kind of you. Hey, Dean, it's my 21st birthday. Your live has completed a great day in many ways. You're the voice that I feel afraid to use, and I'm proud that you are able to use yours. Thank you for being unapologetically you. Well wishes from Portland, Oregon. Emma, happy 21st birthday. Holy shit. First and foremost, let's get that out of the way. Spam happy birthday, Emma, down below. Dude, the 21 is a big one. I turned 21 last month, and I gotta say, that was a huge celebration for me. You know, the 21st is always a big one, so I hope you had a great day today, Emma. Thank you for the $50. As well as Isaiah with the $20 on Venmo saying, talk about Mr. Hegseth. Dude, get him out, bro. All right, yeah, the DUI candidate strikes again by agreeing that we should be able to use American cities as training grounds for the military, while apparently running around the Pentagon all Coca-Cola'd up. What a joke. Let's see here. Miles, thank you so much for the $10 over.
Shut down all limitations. If you're coming in illegally, they're arresting them, and then they obviously open the borders, let them walk right on over. You can see that on all the videos.
Yeah, but like, how do they open the borders, right? Like Biden can't just like telepathically open borders with his mind, right? He's gonna have to like sign a policy into law, pass an EO, maybe even like a memorandum, right? Like, what did he do?
Correct. I see what you're saying. Yeah, no, I'm saying Trump's trying to shut him down, and that's what I'm trying to support. That's what I voted for.
Okay, but that's not like the question that I asked you, nor is it a response to the question that I asked you, right? Because keep in mind, you said the left opened them up, so what did the left do?
They kept them open where they were. Yeah, I'm saying we need to shut them down.
Wait, they kept them open where they were, meaning that they were open at the end of Trump's first administration?
Yeah.
So Trump opened the borders.
He was trying to close them by building the wall, of course, which was a fail. We already know that. But I'm saying, yeah, let's build the whole wall. Shut down
So
Mexico.
Trump opened the borders in his first administration, is what you're saying?
He didn't open them. They were always open.
They were open under Obama too?
Yeah, they're open during Obama.
And what about Bush?
Man, I'm only 33. Now we're going. I'm too young to get up there on that one.
Okay. So the borders have always been open under both Democrats and Republicans. So therefore, it's not an issue of the left. Apparently, it's an issue with partisan politics as a whole, according to you.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, that's quite restrictive.
Okay, so then this wouldn't give you a reason to support Trump over anybody else, considering the fact that you think everybody is pro-open borders in American politics.
Everybody is until Trump came in and ran that he was going to shut down the borders. Yes.
Yeah, what has Donald Trump done to shut down the borders in the last 8 months?
He's building the wall.
Building the wall. Hell yeah, brother. So actually, point number one in his first administration, he built 33 miles. Point number two, the Biden-Harris administration actually wanted to build more. It's one of the concessions that they made to the Republicans to attempt to get the bipartisan border bill that Donald Trump torpedoed. And to point number three, what progress has Trump made on the wall so far in his second term? I haven't really heard much about that.
I haven't heard much either, but he's going to keep building it.
Come on. You're laughing because you know you got.
Yeah, I got. I'm not going to argue with you on that one.
Got it.
But that's pretty much all I got, man. I appreciate your time. Thank you. Go Cowboys.
Okay, that's all. Have a good rest of your evening. That was a short and sweet convo, I suppose. Okay. Oh my God, dude, you guys are going crazy tonight. What the fuck? Eric, thank you so much for the $100 on Super Chat, bro. Let's get 1,000 Eric W's down below. That is ERIK. Seriously, thank you so much, Eric. Eric with 100 big ones says, I don't know how you have the patience to do this hard and good work. We obviously need to up our education system to cover critical thinking. You repeat yourself a lot and they still come ill prepared. Honestly, at this point, I don't get frustrated if a guest doesn't answer my questions or tries to pivot, because it's just something I expect. It's like the normal. It's the natural. You know what I mean? That's the nature of what I do, right? It doesn't frustrate me anymore like it used to. But I agree. I think that we need a complete revamp of our education system. I'd say that the public education system in America has failed America. And honestly, I wish that our politicians talked about that more. I wish that they did. What we need is a DIM to not run on regressing all the harm that Trump has caused, but to run on furthering this country in a positive direction by completely revamping public education. It is time for a change. We have the world's largest economy, biggest GDP, and colossal government that spends trillions and trillions of dollars per year. What if we were to take some of that and put it towards a complete revamp of the public education system? And honestly, I don't really feel like it would be too hard, right? Because there are many schools in America, I should say, particularly private schools, right, that produce phenomenal educational outcomes. What if we were just to look at what those private schools are doing, see how much it costs, increase the budget accordingly, and try to set a similar standard in all public schools in this country? And even if it's trillions of dollars over the next 10 years, let's just take $200 billion per year out of our military budget, Cut it in half. We would still be running the largest military predicated on funding by over $100 billion compared to the second runner-up, which is China. I'm pretty sure that $400 billion per year that we could take out of the military budget would be in better service to the future of this country if it were to go into education instead. Just saying. Okay, let me go and thank a couple more people here. Sorry, I'm yapping. Alex, thank you for the $10 over on Super Chat. Thank you so much for the love. I really appreciate everyone so much. As well as Jennifer, thank you for the 5, saying, how am I still awake? You are a rock star. I don't know how I'm awake. I'm kind of past the point of no return. At this point, I'm just getting a little bit delirious. Not gonna lie. Kathra, am I pronouncing your name right? I don't think I am. I'm just gonna call you Kay. Kay, thank you so much for the $50 over on Venmo. Kay, that is incredibly kind of you. Kay with a 50 big one, seriously, thank you. Says, thank you for what you do. We love an educated king. Type shit. Kay, type shit. I really appreciate you for your kindness. All the love in the world to you. Please show some love to Kay down below in that chat. Type shit, quite frankly. As well as Maisie and Samantha. I appreciate you both for the 5. Thank you guys so much for the love. And Michael, thank you so much for the $1 on PayPal, saying, is this the right account to send to? Sure is. All right. This next guest is going to be the very last guest of the night, folks. It is now 12:10 a.m. local time out here in Colorado. I gotta go to bed. I do. I've been up for way too long. So we're going to get that very last guest of the evening up here. Then I'm going to head off. All right. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Hello.
Hey, what's up? Do you support Trump?
I do, yes.
Okay. How old are you?
For the most part, there's just like a few things that I kind of regret voting for him for.
Okay. But for the most part,
I was gonna say the thing that I'm kind of contemplated about is pretty much about the deportation stuff, because I really don't agree with that very much, and that's why I kind of regret voting for him. But
okay,
it's pretty much just that.
What do you support him on?
Him? Mostly. I'm totally joking. I hate him. I hate that guy.
Okay. All right. Eric with another $20 on Super Chat says, but you literally bring a lot of the same evidence to these redundant discourses and they still come and they don't see it coming. Yeah, that's something that boggles my mind too, Eric, is a lot of like these conversations kind of repeat themselves and they never see it coming. And it's funny because we'll even have some Trump supporters that'll say like, oh, I've been watching for the last 3 months, and they'll have like no response to the same points we've been going over for the last 3 months. As well as Melissa, thank you for the $5 on PayPal. Thank you for the love, Melissa, as well as I didn't read your message there. That is kind of you. As well as Christina with the $20 on PayPal saying for my delirium. Thank you for the love, Christina. Thank you. Thank you, you guys. I appreciate it so much. And then let's see here. I think that we have 2 more over on Venmo. Kaylin, thank you for the $10 on Venmo saying, hey, Dean, I hope the concert was good. Also, today's my 19th birthday and celebrating while watching your stream. Happy birthday. Happy fucking birthday, Kaylin. Live it up. Have a good 19th birthday. Seriously. And I appreciate you for being here. Jennifer, thank you for the $5. All right. Awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and hop off for the night. I think it is time. Yeah, it is 12 a.m. What the fuck am I doing? Unreal. One thing before I hop off, I'm going to be talking about this more when we learn more, but the flotilla that was on its way to Palestine has been intercepted by Israeli forces again. And right now, all the participants are being transferred. Ooh. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at breaking news about it like right now. All flotilla participants are being transferred to a prison in a desert in Israel. The lawyers are en route to meet with them. Reports are that everyone is doing well and spirits are high, according to an update from somebody that's in connection with one of my friends that's on the flotilla. Yeah, well, we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about that, especially a lot tomorrow as it updates. You know, I want to make sure that everyone on board is okay. Plus, you know, one of my buddies is on the flotilla right now. His name is Tommy Marcus. He was on the same boat with Greta. I spent a weekend with him in Michigan, and I've been keeping up to date with him ever since. And he's a really good guy. He's a really good guy. And right now he is apparently a prison in Israel, but the lawyers are en route. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. If you're curious why I haven't discussed it much yet, it's because I usually let things develop so I have a full view of them. So then when I talk about it, I could give everyone else the full view as well. But even though it hasn't completely developed yet, because we don't know the outcome of it yet, I just still wanted to go over it for a second. Anyways, I'm going to go out and end for the evening. This is a good night from me to all of you, because it is definitely late if you are in an American time zone. So enjoy the rests of your evenings. I'm going to go ahead and hop off. Peace and love, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. I don't know when I'm going to be going live tomorrow. Like, it might be late again, because, you know, going to bed, then waking up, then immediately doing a live doesn't sound too fun. But I might do it. I don't know. We'll see. Peace and love, everyone. See you tomorrow. This was the first official late night stream with Dean, and I gotta say, I loved it. See you tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Well, that's a little bit.